Facebook and YouTube this afternoon, so you'll be able to watch from two different places. North Texas Weather Center on Facebook, and over on YouTube we'll be live on max velocity. Now I'm gonna have to make sure real quick we're live on both of them, so give me 1 second. But we do have one severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for some pretty large hail, and yes, we are now live on both platforms. So if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button down below. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, and also if you're on Facebook, make sure to follow the page. But we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for quite some large hail here, and this is a big threat this afternoon with some of these storms that'll be forming out in front of that line of storms that will develop later today. Is going to be some of these discrete cells. These will be capable of some large to very large hail. This one is currently just west of DFW and Denton County. This is going to include areas like Wise County and Parker County. It goes for another about 45 minutes. The main threat with this storm will be ping pong ball sized hail. There's also a threat for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. The main area of hail right now is located south of Bridgeport, southwest of Decatur. So you can see that black and pink area here. That is representing a hail core associated with this supercell thunderstorm that is rapidly intensified, by the way, over the last 15 to 20 minutes. This will be moving towards Bridgeport as well as Decatur over the next 15 to 20 minutes. So if you're in either of these areas, make sure you're away from windows, because hail and wind can make hail go sideways, which could even break some windows. So be mindful of that, especially with this hail core here that is developing. We'll have another radar scan here in just a moment to assess what the hail core looks like in about 1 or 2 minutes from now. But this is definitely moving pretty quickly off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour, so it is not a slow moving storm. Bridgeport and Decatur will be impacted most likely within the next 15 minutes or so. This hail core should just stay to the west of Boyd, by the way, so if you're in southeastern parts of the county, it will likely just be off to your west in terms of the hail core. The latest radar scan just came in, and the hail core has grown a little bit over the last scan. You can see here, there's actually some white color starting to pop up, and what that means is that there is a high amount of reflectivity being detected on the supercell where this hail core is. This could potentially now be upwards of golf ball sized hail or greater. So if you're anywhere in Bridgeport or Decatur, make sure, again, you're getting away from windows. A pretty dangerous storm here with potentially some very large hail is developing just south of Bridgeport, southwest of Decatur. Again, a large hail core there. We now have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has also just been issued for northern Denton County and as well as into Cook County in Texas. This is going to be for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, along with the threat of $half sized hail. Hail core here is located just off to the west northwest of Sanger. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you stay away from windows and at the lowest floor possible. Again, hail is going to be a big concern with these initial supercells. Quick little update a bit further off to the west. We have another severe thunderstorm watch, including areas in central Texas like Abilene. We will be covering this area on this live stream. There is some strong storms now developing near Sweetwater. We'll be monitoring those very closely as it does enter our coverage area in North Texas, closer to Abilene. All right, let's go ahead and kind of stay on both of these storms. These are going to be the main ones we'll be covering here for right now. These, again, both are producing some substantial hail. I would not be surprised if this warning here for those near Decatur and Bridgeport, again, in Wise County, I would not be surprised if this warning does get upgraded for a larger hailstone size. The hail core has grown quite substantially over the last few minutes. I'll pull up the hail radar in a second. Let's go over to the velocities first. I'm not seeing any rotation in particular right now with either of these storms. These storms during the mid-afternoon hours, which is basically right about now, early to mid-afternoon hours, these will be primarily comprised of hail and damaging winds. There's a very low tornado threat with these storms. The higher tornado threat would come out of the line of storms later this afternoon into the evening hours. So that's what we're really watching for very closely. I'll circle again where the two hail cores are. We got one in southwest Wise County and one in northwestern parts of Denton County. So those are the two areas that we're watching for very closely right now. And again, this will be a very active afternoon. We'll be live. Again, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube right now. So, you can watch from either place that you would like. Our YouTube channel, if you're on Facebook, our YouTube channel is linked in the description below if you'd rather go over there and watch. Either one, works. Alrighty. Kansas City, Missouri, probably not. No. Very low chance up that direction. How's it going, Lucy? Welcome. Patricia, how you doing? By the way, the light is off for right now, just so I don't burn myself out in the first hour, because the light is really hot. So you'll see my face is a little bit more dark on the face cam, but it should be fine. I'm also sick, by the way, just a heads up, so I might sound congested. I am much more congested than yesterday. You might hear my voice, so I am sick. I will try to live stream for as long as possible today. I'm going to go, hopefully, for as long as 6 to 8 hours, but Who knows what's going to happen? I might have to take a brief break in between if there's a little bit less action at some point, but we'll see what happens. Again, we'll be live on both platforms, and that's what we're gonna be doing. New severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued back over in central Texas. This is northwest of Abilene. This is gonna be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds and as well as quarter-sized hail. Again, stay away from windows with this storm. This storm's currently moving to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Stamford is the main area included in this warning, as well as Hamlin and Roby. That is going to be, again, for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We are really going to be mainly focused, though, on these two storms near DFW. These ones have some pretty large hail with them. Latest update just came in on the radar. This is south now of Bridgeport. That is where the hail core is located. Might have some hail upwards of ping pong ball-sized hail. Back near Decatur as well. Make sure you're aware of this. This will be moving towards your area over the next several minutes. And then back over in Cook County, you can see here, there's another hail core right there southwest of Valley View. This could produce hail upwards of $half size. And this hail core also is starting to grow in size a little bit. And here's a bit more of a road view here, by the way. So we do have roads available in North Texas. For those that are watching on YouTube, I literally cover North Texas on Facebook. I have for like 3 years now. So I have a lot of roads and stuff already downloaded in here. So we can actually see a bit closer up these localized roads here in the Metroplex. So you can see here, this is kind of a bit better of a view here. But the hail core is now just crossing over Denton and Cook County, so Valley View will be impacted by this storm within the next 5 minutes. So if you're in this area, again, stay away from windows. Hail core is growing a little bit there as well. I will look at the hail radar on the next radar scan since I don't think it's updated yet. We'll look at that here in a moment. It'll give us an idea of what the hailstone size is being estimated with these storms here across North Texas. By the way, the warning up here includes 28,000 people, if you're curious. The one that is west of DFW, I am not entirely sure about, but yeah, actually 50,000 people. Never mind. 50,000 people included for the one in Cook County, as well as northern Denton County, and then the other one here, again, just west of Denton County, is including approximately 24,000 people. No, 62,000 people. WFA's numbers are wrong. All right, so 62,000 people is the official count for the people west here of the Metroplex. By the way, if you have any photos or videos in your North Texas from any of these storms, make sure to send them in to me by messages. I will not be checking my email, but if you have any photos or videos from these storms that you've taken, feel free to send them in. Only do them safely, though. Don't feel forced to go take a photo or video. It's not worth it, obviously. If you're able to safely, that's a different story. We do have an update on the storm back over northern Denton County and Cook County. This storm has just been upgraded to ping pong ball-sized hail. For those near Valley View and northwest of Sanger, your hail core located right here. Again, that is about to move into areas near Valley View. If you're in Gainesville as well, this storm will be arriving there within the next 20 minutes. I should be able to put a time guide on these storms. We'll do that here in just a moment. Yeah, let's go and do that now. We don't have any other warnings. Let me give you an idea of what the timing will be on these storms here over the next several minutes. We'll start with the one here in Cook County first, and then we'll go over to the Wise County storm. So again, moving about 40 miles per hour or so, give or take a few minutes, but this is your timing. So if you're in Gainesville, you have about 15 minutes. Lindsay, right around 15 minutes. Whitesboro, 17 minutes. Sadler, in about 20 minutes from now. Marietta, right around 45 minutes from now. And anything basically off north of Sadler is going to be over in Oklahoma. But this is your timing guide for this supercell thunderstorm, again, capable of ping pong ball-sized hail. Yes, ping pong ball-sized hail. That is a thing. Golf ball-sized hail will be next as a threat. That's 1.75 inches in diameter. Hen egg-sized hail is when we get to the very large hail category. That is, again, 2 inches in diameter. And I would not be surprised if one of these storms does produce hen egg-sized hail within the next 10 to 15 minutes. These are rapidly intensifying supercells here just west of the Metroplex. Let's go back over to we'll go to this storm as well and put a timing guide on it. All right, let's go and do that. So this will be this storm here. Yeah, I'll redo this. Put a timing guide, though, on this one. Again, this is right now in Wise County, moving off to the northeast, northeast, kind of in that direction. So Alvord, right around 7 minutes from now, will be really the northern side of the storm. The hail core is, again, going to be delayed by about 10 minutes on this. The hail core is at the very southern end of the storm. As well as Valley View, 29 minutes from now. So Valley View, you will have another chance for another storm within the next about half an hour. St. Joe, 38 minutes. Lindsay, 41 minutes. Gainesville, 44 minutes. Marietta, 74 minutes. And then after that, again, all those other areas are going to be back up into Oklahoma. So that's your timing again on those two storms right now. We are also monitoring another threat for a line of storms developing west of Abilene. This is what we're going to be watching for this evening in the Metroplex that will likely produce some severe weather, capable of all modes of severe weather, including damaging winds, large hail, and obviously a few tornadoes. This is another severe storm that we're watching for very closely as well. This is likely now upwards of ping pong ball-sized hail near Hamlin and Stamford. So if you're over in Central Texas, large hail is going to be possible with this storm. This hail core is much larger than the other two, really starting to rapidly strengthen back out this direction as well. All right, let's go back over to the DFW storms for right now. This is the live radar again. South of Decatur is where we're noticing some large hail right now. We actually have a live cam out of Lantana. I am curious to see. Yeah, this is right now live out of Lantana, by the way, for those that are in this area. There are some clouds. Again, this is in the Denton County area, so there are some clouds. Obviously, it's been pretty cloudy for the most part. A little bit of sunshine, which is going to create some more daylight heating and instability, but overall, nothing right now in Denton County aside from the farthest northern point, basically near Sanger, but the hail core is now crossing over, so the severe weather in Sanger is winding down. If there was any, severe weather is moving now into areas like Valley View and Decatur and Bridgeport over the next several minutes. No problem, Ashley. No, there will be storms later today, by the way. For right now, obviously, there will not be anything too significant for most of the Metroplex. We still have a cap in place over DFW. It's not as strong as earlier, though. So severe weather could happen at any time in between now and 8 o'clock or so in the Metroplex. So if you're anywhere in the DFW area, you have a chance of severe weather from now all the way through 8 o'clock. So just be mindful of that. Severe weather will be ramping up here pretty soon, especially this evening, really late afternoon, evening hours. That is when that line of storms will move through. Damaging winds will become a much higher threat as well. Decatur currently up to ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Decatur right now is just seeing rain, but the hail core right now is just down to the south of Bridgeport. Decatur might get narrowly missed by the main hail core here, but again, you should still be prepared and get away from windows in the lowest floor possible. And Bridgeport as well, by the way, the hail core is about to move through your area as well. And as well as Route 380. Anyone along Route 380 will be impacted by the storm in the next 5 minutes. Check for any updates on Twitter here real quick. Again, the main threat with any of the storms this afternoon through about 5 o'clock or so will be large hail. So obviously we are seeing that right now with these two storms. Damaging winds is also a possibility, and a low tornado threat exists through about 5 o'clock. That tornado threat will increase this evening across North Texas, especially near DFW. We'll be watching for that tornado threat increasing just a little bit. Thanks, Big Bear. Appreciate it. Might be easier to say chicken egg. I'll probably say chicken egg. Chicken egg sized hail. Might be a little bit easier to say, especially since I'm congested. Again, I am sick for those that are wondering, so I'm going to be live for as long as possible, but I should be live for a good... I'm planning on 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, if I'm able to. But again, if I'm not able to go for a full 6 to 8 hours, I'll take a break somewhere in between when there's no tornado warnings, and I'll go back live when the line of storms are moving through the Metroplex. But again, that's still hours from now, so I'll be live at least for a few hours. By the way, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button down below. Helps get this out to more people. Share this with your friends, by the way. If anybody's included in these warnings, we'll be live again covering all the severe weather today. Tornado warnings especially, we'll be covering those if there are any, which there probably will be in North Texas. And we do actually have the threats on here. Let me go and pull up the threat level. I'm not sure if I have it on here. No, I don't. All right, let's go over to here. Let me pull up the Facebook graphic. I don't have it pulled up on... All right, here we go. So here's your threats for today in North Texas. For those that are curious on the threat level, again, damaging winds is our main concern. That's on the high scale here, pretty much a moderate threat. I had it at extreme last night, but again, not everybody's going to see damaging winds, so I kept it at the high range there. Widespread damaging winds, though, are possible. Large hail is another big concern as well, up to 2 inches in diameter or greater. We could see hail over the size of apples. Yes, apple-sized hail is a thing that's 3 inches in diameter. And also there's a flash flooding threat that's low, but we are going to see some flash flooding today since there will be so much rain. And a strong tornado threat does exist. There might be a strong tornado or two. That would be with that linear line of storms later today. That would be around 5 to 10 o'clock tonight in North Texas. And yeah, we'll be watching for that threat really closely. Medium threat, though, for tornadoes. So the main concerns, again, are damaging winds and large hail, for those that are curious. And then the tornado threat is slightly lower overall here across North Texas. All right. I'll be answering a few questions, by the way, so if you have any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. I'll be answering a few on Facebook and YouTube. We're live again on both YouTube and Facebook if you're curious. So if you want to watch it on YouTube and you're on Facebook, the link is in the description. If you want to watch it on Facebook and you're on YouTube, then you can, again, go in the description. There's a link there. Yes, I said lower. The tornado threat is a little bit lower than the damaging wind and large hail threat. We can actually pull those up right now while we have a break in the radar scans here. So let's kind of break that down for you, because this will give you a much better idea of what we're looking at. So the overall severe weather threat for today in North Texas, the moderate threat has extended into the entire Metroplex. If you've not already heard, all of DFW is included now in that moderate threat of severe weather. That is essentially the second highest that we can get on a severe weather scale. From the Storm Prediction Center, it does go all the way into Mineral Wells and Stephenville. Enhanced risk does go into Waco, Temple, Brownwood. The slight risk goes into Wichita Falls, Albany, Stamford, Abilene, San Angelo. Marginal threat, very thin, basically only includes Snyder, Texas. In terms of the tornado threat, this is what we're looking at. So a 10% probability in the yellow shaded area. That is, again, pretty much in the medium sector of a tornado threat. Lower tornado threat for those in Brownwood and Abilene and Albany. Wichita Falls not in any tornado threat for today, or at least it's lower than 2%, so it's not really that relevant, but you should still at least have a plan in place just in case. There is a significant tornado threat as well, which basically means there is a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius of a strong tornado. That means EF2 plus tornadoes are possible today in this hatched area. It is quite large. It goes all the way back over into western Mississippi, believe it or not, but it does include anywhere in the DFW Metroplex. So I have a plan in place this afternoon. In addition to that, the hail threat has increased substantially. You might see the pink area. That is a 45% chance within a 25-mile radius of large hail. And in addition to that, the 30% probability extends through Paris and as well as areas like Tyler and Waco. There's a 15% probability back through San Angelo, Abilene, Stamford, and Wichita Falls. And then there's a 5% chance outside of that. So again, the hail threat has increased since I talked to you guys yesterday on last night's live stream. Here's the hail threat as well. This is a significant hail threat, by the way. 2-inch diameter or greater. So 2-inch diameter or greater in a 25-mile radius in this region. That's, again, a 10% probability across this entire area. Goes from southwest Arkansas all the way through almost all of my coverage area, by the way, in North Texas. This includes literally the entire coverage area that I have in North Texas. There's a 10% probability across this entire area in a 25-mile radius. Damaging wind threat as well is quite concerning. I'm not sure if I can actually, oh, there we go. Yeah, damaging wind threat is quite concerning as well, especially east of Interstate 35. There is a 45% probability in this area within a 25-mile radius of damaging winds, 30% probability a bit further to the west of DFW, and then 15% on the very outside of our coverage area for Wichita Falls and Abilene. So yeah, those are our threats for today. Significant damaging wind threat also exists across North Texas. 75-mile-per-hour damaging winds and greater is a 10% probability in a 25-mile radius. Basically means there is a chance for a few storms to produce winds over 75 miles per hour. Sab, where is that exactly? Where's Reed Timmer at? I'm not watching him. Let me check. Hold up my other monitor here. So it looks like there's a wall cloud located near Paradise, Texas right now. Just kind of heads up here. According to at least Reed Timmer's stream, there is potentially a wall cloud near Decatur. So this would be west of Denton County, which does mean there's some low-level rotation with this storm. So if you're in this area, heads up. There is a little bit of rotation, potentially a wall cloud. This is a look at the velocities. So there is a little bit of rotation here. Let me go over the storm relative velocities. There is a little bit of rotation. It is quite broad right now, just south of Decatur. I wouldn't be that concerned about for right now, but there may be a little wall cloud right now south of Decatur. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you stay away from windows. No tornado warning, no reason to panic, but there is a wall cloud. That might be something to watch for long term. This is a discrete supercell, so it would have a bit more of a chance of producing a tornado threat. But for right now, I would not be concerned about it. More concerningly, the hail threat for ping pong ball sized hail exists with this storm near Decatur. And then back up near Valley View into Cook County, there is a chance for some large hail out of this storm as well. Ping pong ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour possible. That is your hail core near Valley View, Texas. It'll be moving towards Gainesville over the next several minutes. Real quick update on Central Texas. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Hamlin. Hail core has actually really shrunk in the last few scans. Right now, not too concerning here near Hamlin and Stamford, but there might be a chance for up to quarter-sized hail and as well 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. The biggest storms that we're watching right now are near the Metroplex. These are both moving to the north-northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So again, make sure that you are staying away from windows with these storms as they do approach your location, and we'll be keeping a close eye on both of them. Again, potential wall cloud. It's not confirmed, but there was a report apparently from Reed Timmer that there might be a wall cloud here near Decatur, but I'm not 100% sure. Somebody mentioned that in chat. It looked sort of like one. Thank you, Virginia, for becoming a Storm Chaser member on YouTube. I appreciate that a lot, Virginia. Thank you very much. How's it going, Alma? Thanks for the report. I appreciate it. By the way, thank you, Zork, as well as Cheryl, and as well as Michelle for all becoming subscribers or celebrating an anniversary. I appreciate it on Facebook. Thank you. All right, real quick, I'm going to go over to Twitter. We're going to see if there's any other updates there. All right, no other updates there for right now. All right, cool. I'm going to pull up the hail radar. We haven't looked at that yet. Let's take a look at the hail radar here and see what the radar is estimating for hailstone sizes. So with this storm particularly, this is in the last hour for hailstone. So the highest hailstone that was estimated by radar was in southern Wise County near ping pong ball sized hail. The most recent scans are showing near half-inch sized hail, which doesn't mean that the hailstone sizes are definitely that. It might be higher, it might be lower, but that is what the radar is estimating right now. And this this warning just got condensed, so it now only includes Decatur, Chico, Bridgeport, and Boyd, and this will continue to move off to the northeast. Alvord is also included. The hailstone size over here on this storm in northern Denton County currently estimated near $1.25 to $1.5 sized. The warning is for ping pong ball sized hail, and with these storms, there is a higher hail threat for sure. So there's definitely a chance that these hailstone sizes estimated by radar are a little bit off. Whoa, look at this. This is a massive update on the latest radar scan near Decatur. The potential for very large hail may exist with this storm right now over Decatur. The latest radar scan showing a massive hail core just to the west of the city, kind of even over the city right now of Decatur. If you're in this area, again, get away from windows. That is a major update here on the hail core. Potential for very large hail. I would not rule out 2-inch diameter or greater with this storm near Decatur. That is a massive update from what we just had a second ago. Thank you, Brittany, for the report. Somebody just said Decatur is crazy right now. I'm not surprised. There is a massive, potentially a very massive hail core here that has just developed over and west of Decatur. No reports quite yet of hail, but obviously we've just begun with the potential hail core here. So if you are in Decatur and you have any reports, feel free to let me know in the chat. Thank you, Alma, as well, for becoming a Storm Chaser member on YouTube. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hail south of 51 Decatur. Thank you for the report. If you know what the size is, feel free to let me know as well, or if you have like a general estimate. Hailing in Decatur. We have a couple of reports now of hailing in Decatur. I'm going to see if we have any reports coming in on my radar. I'm not sure if we do have any. No, we don't yet. Again, massive hail core right now over Decatur. We do have half-inch sized hail being reported northwest of Sanger. That's back over in Denton County. So that was the other severe storm. North of 51 Decatur. Thank you for the report. So yeah, here's a closer up view of this hail core right now. Large to potentially very large hail ongoing right along 380. This is crossing over 287. And here's Decatur, by the way, much more populated, obviously, right here. And the hail core is basically over, if not just west here of the city. So we are watching this very closely. Potentially some very large hail. How's it going, Dobbs? The chaser I spoke with in Hunt County says there's at least 150 chasers within a 100-mile radius. That's insane. There's a lot of storm chasers for this event. And DFW is populated, too. So DFW is a pretty populated area. Next radar scan should come in here in a second. We don't have any confirmation yet of large hail, excuse me. We should have a little bit here in a second. Yeah, no confirmed reports yet of large hail. Wait, we do have a report in the town of Decatur, in eastern Decatur. We do have a report of pea-sized hail. That's on the very eastern side. Where the hail core is currently located that might be producing very large hail is right now over 380. Again, we have had no confirmation of like very large hail quite yet. We should get something at some point here pretty soon, but the chaser map is bonkers. I have not looked at it today. All right, we have another report of pea-sized hail in Decatur, which is good news, but the western side of Decatur might be something else. I think it's hailing in Gainesville. Let's take a look. That just glitched out. There might be some small pea-sized hail in Gainesville, if not just heavy rain. The main hail core is south of Gainesville right now. This is the latest radar scan. Large hail core potentially unraveling north of 380. This is now north of Decatur. So the hail that is going to be happening over the next 15 to 20 minutes is likely going to be north of Decatur. There might be a little bit of hail here west of Decatur as well. So there's a couple of pockets to be watching for pretty closely. If you have any reports, by the way, feel free to let me know in the chat. If you have any photos or videos, you can always send them to me on Facebook by Messenger. Again, we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. Just a friendly reminder there. If you want to watch on a different platform, the link is down in the description below. We are live on both though. Thank you, Christy, for becoming a 3-month subscriber on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you. How's it going, Gee? Alvord should be just to the southeast, or just to the northwest, excuse me, of the hail core. You're probably going to get narrowly missed. The hail core right now is moving in this direction, and it's pretty much rural areas here. Just a few neighborhoods through the northeastern parts of Wise County. The next area really in the track of this won't be until Munster or Gainesville. So really after Decatur, it's going to be going through a rural area, which is good news, but definitely concerning with how large this hail core is right now. We don't have any reports of anything larger than pea-sized hail so far, which is good news. The warning is for ping pong ball-sized hail, which that threat definitely exists with this storm. Little thing to watch out for, by the way, on this storm. Let's go over to the velocities. There is potentially a little bit of rotation trying to develop with this storm. Again, we had a report of a wall cloud with this. So a lowering and potentially a tornado is not out of the question as this moves off to the north and east. We'll be watching that very closely as it continues to move off to the north and east. I'm going to post this on Facebook real quick and do that. All right. Gotta fix this as well. Fixed all that. This is early for me. It's actually kind of early. Usually don't go live this early, but obviously it's gonna be a pretty active afternoon and evening. North Lake and Justin, anywhere in Denton County, you're probably fine for the next, I don't know. I mean, if anything develops over the next hour, it's a different story, but the best chance for severe weather anywhere in the 4-county metroplex tonight is probably going to be with that line of storms after 5 o'clock. There might be a storm or two, though, before that develop. We've already had now 2 storms develop here that are both producing potentially large hail and damaging winds. This is going to be a concern this afternoon. This evening is that potential for damaging winds, large hail, and a tornado threat, which could include a few embedded tornadoes. So that's a big concern as well. But anywhere in the 4-county metroplex, the best chance of storms is still after 5 o'clock. You may see a storm or two, though, beforehand, just like what's happening here just west of Interstate 35W, and even along it, actually, in Cook County. So sent in photos. All right, I'll check them out. Yeah, again, if you have any photos or videos, feel free to message me here on Facebook. If you're just tuning in, again, feel free to hit the like button down below. Helps get this out to more people. Also, make sure that you're following the page or subscribed to whichever platform you're on. Here's the latest radar scan. Hail core is still fairly prominent here, northeast of Decatur. It'll be moving towards Cook County over the next few minutes. So it's going through rural parts of Wise County, just west of Denton County. This will continue to track out to the north and northeast over the next several minutes. Again, stay away from windows. By the way, a tornado watch will likely be issued for North Texas. This includes the Metroplex within the next few hours. So if you're anywhere in the Metroplex, heads up, tornado watch will likely be issued within the next couple of hours. Tornado watch. That's not a warning, it is a watch. New severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for those in northwestern parts of Grayson County. This is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds and half-dollar sized hail. The hail core is likely going to narrowly miss Gainesville, but Gainesville still has to worry about the other storm back over in Wise County. Yeah, again, tornado watch likely going to be issued here pretty soon. Threat of tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail will increase in the Metroplex and as well as northeast Texas over the next few hours. So that's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. There's a 95% chance, by the way, if you're curious, on a tornado watch being issued, or a watch at least in general, it would likely be a tornado watch. We do have a confirmed report in Valley View of nickel-sized hail being reported 2 miles west of Valley View. So the storm that's southeast, of Gainesville, that storm has now been confirmed producing at least nickel-sized hail at this point. Which again, upwards of half-dollar sized hail may occur as that continues to move off to the north and east. We'll stay on this wider view here for the next few minutes until the next radar scan comes in. So again, the county's included in severe thunderstorm warnings. Denton County is not really included anymore. If you are in the farthest northwestern part of Denton County, there is a chance that you might get a hail core here with this storm that's moving off to the north and east. But primarily Wise, Grayson, and Cook County are included in these severe thunderstorm, in the severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Your arts, I'm going to go live for as long as possible. Again, I am sick, so it's kind of hard for me to like talk a ton. But again, I'll be live as long as possible. If I have to end the live stream at some point, it will be probably sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock before the line of storms moves through the Metroplex. And then I'll go live again, obviously, then. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I'll be live for as long as possible. Update, by the way, on the severe thunderstorm warning in Wise County. It still does include Paradise, Greenwood, Bridgeport, Alvord, and Decatur for the next 17 minutes. The hail core is now located northeast of Decatur. That's where ping pong ball sized hail is possible. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. Currently 81 degrees in Dallas. It is warm in Dallas. And again, there's a lot of instability that'll be growing here in the Metroplex over the next few hours. It's going to be a very primed environment this evening for sure for severe weather. That is without a doubt. We're going to have a pretty significant severe weather threat most likely here in the Metroplex tonight. We have to really, again, we're really going to be covering it pretty closely tonight, especially on Facebook. Because again, significant severe weather is definitely going to be possible tonight here across North Texas. It's going to be, again, possibly one of the worst, I wouldn't say worst outbreaks, but probably one of the worst ones that we've had in quite some time in terms of a damaging wind threat. This is a look, by the way, out of Lantana, Texas. And look at the top of your screen. There's actually some sunshine leaking through the clouds. That would indicate some daylight heating. That could lead to more instability here in North Texas. So, again, this is in Lantana. That is in Denton County. There's, again, a bit of a hole here in the clouds. That'll lead to more instability over the next several minutes. That is out of our live cam, again, in Denton County right now. Thank you, Channel, for the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate it. Lucy, you're talking about St. Louis? St. Louis shouldn't see anything. At least severe tonight. Here's the latest radar scan. Hail core is still pretty significant here northeast of Decatur. This is your hail core right now, northeast of Decatur. It'll be moving into northwestern Denton County and as well as into Cook County here over the next several minutes. So if you're in the track of this, again, make sure that you are away from windows on the lowest floor possible. Hail up to the size of ping pong balls is possible. Back up in eastern Cook County, we also have another hail core here southeast of Gainesville. This could produce the threat for ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Whitesboro and in Grayson County have the threat as well of severe weather within the next few minutes. This could again produce half-dollar sized hail as this storm does cross into Grayson County. Sherman is not included in that warning right now. Back over in central Texas, no severe weather for the most part. We only have one warning. That is for Stanford, north of Albany. But if you are in Abilene right now, I meant to say Abilene. If you're in Abilene, the threat for maybe some gusty winds and nickel-sized hail will exist with this little line of storms. this is the area that we're watching for tonight that could produce some significant severe weather in the Metroplex between about 4 to 8 o'clock. And I actually have a timing guide that I'll show you guys here in a second. I have to pull it up, but I did make a timing graphic. Let me figure out where that is here. But I'll show you what the timing looks like for tonight. If you've not already seen on Facebook, I did post this a little while ago. This is the latest though on the timing for tonight in terms of severe weather. So again, the general gist of what we're talking about, severe weather before, in terms of the line of storms, this is not the discrete supercells that we're seeing this afternoon. I mentioned that in the post as well. But before 5 o'clock for that line of storms, this is where it would be. It'd be west of the Metroplex. And then back over in DFW, the line of storms is expected between 5 to 8 o'clock, give or take 30 to 45 minutes. And then after 7 p.m., which is pretty much just after 8 p.m., would be east of Dallas and Fort Worth, back over in areas like Paris, Sulphur Springs, Tyler, and Palestine. So if you have any questions about timing, this is the best way to look at it. Again, we have that post on Facebook as well. Take a screenshot if you'd like. And also, another little heads up here. You can also find the timing guide again on Facebook. There's a post somewhere. I don't know where, but it's a few hours, it's about an hour or two back. But again, feel free to take a screenshot. Discrete storms, though, like what we're seeing right now, are going to be possible over the next few hours, and these are not included in that timing guide. We do have a hail report, actually, of $half sized hail being reported out of Decatur, by the way. So there has been confirmation now of hail just to the southwest, or just to the just in Decatur. The hail core now is off to your northeast, but it has been confirmed now back over in Decatur. We've had $half sized hail. Here's a photo, by the way. It's a little bit blurry, but here's a photo out of Decatur. And again, we have some clouds moving in there. And if you have any photos, actually, feel free to send them into my email. The email should be linked somewhere on my page, but it's a little bit easier to do that. Otherwise, you can just message me on Facebook, because the photos, for some reason, on Facebook Messenger come out really blurry. Here's a photo of the hail, by the way, falling. Not sure if I can... Wait, actually, I can probably pull this up into another tab. There we go. All right, so here's the video of the hail. This was sent in from Desiree in, I believe, in Decatur. This is the hail that was falling. So a lot of small hail for the most part. Again, it depended on where you were in Decatur, but this is the general look at what we were seeing there. You can see actually a doggy bowl picking up some of the hail too. But yeah, this is again where we're seeing some hail falling. Yeah, it was really, there was a lot of hail too. We have another video here from the same person. This is also from Desiree in Decatur. And here's that hail falling in Decatur. So thank you for sending that in. But yeah, you can see the pool also picking up some of the hail. There's been a ton of hail so far in Decatur. Decatur, we had a lot of reports of smaller hail. There has been confirmation, though, again in Decatur, of $half sized hail. So apparently we've had a little bit larger hail than what was obviously just mentioned. Little heads up there. Thank you, Upin, for the $35 super chat on or on YouTube. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. You're doing a great job for being sick. Hang in there. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wish I was feeling better. Honestly, I don't know why, but for some reason, something always happens before a big severe weather day. I'm sick. It's just like, you know, the luck I have. I apologize for missing that, by the way. That was a few minutes ago. Thank you very much. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you. Yeah, being sick and having a cold is just not fun. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Abilene. This is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, quarter-sized hail. For Hawley, Abilene, and it's anywhere around that area as well. Along Interstate 20. Heavy rain as well, definitely going to come out of this. We very well will have some reduced visibility along Interstate 20, so take it slow on the roadways. Storm's moving east at about 45 miles per hour. And actually, I could probably put a... we'll put a tracker on this line of storms, because this is going to be what we're watching for tonight in the Metroplex. This is your timing for right now. So again, all the locations on the left side of your screen. The Metroplex will likely be impacted sometime around 6 o'clock or so. 6 to 7 is probably the more specific time frame for this line of storms. We'll be live again for it. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and also following if you're on Facebook. Myra, you might have to refresh. Blurry. But yeah, again, take a screenshot if you need to. I'm going to take this off in like 5 seconds. So if you'd like to take a screenshot, feel free to. So that is your timing again on the line of storms. This will arrive in the Metroplex sometime, again, around probably closer to 6 to 7 o'clock. Here's another report, by the way. We have another report of dime-sized hail out of near Decatur. We had a report of half-dollar sized hail with this storm. So there's been a couple of varying reports there, but some significant hail has fallen, it looks like, near Decatur. Back over in Cook County, a big increase of the hail core near Oak Ridge. Heads up here if you're in Whitesboro. Potential for upwards of ping pong ball sized hail exists with this storm. So again, some large hail is moving into areas near Whitesboro. And again, if you have any hail damage, then feel free to contact our roofing company, Platinum Contracting. The link is in the description below. Also, All Dents Repair for any car damage needs. That link is in the description below. Those are our 2 official sponsors here on North Texas Weather Center. Any idea where Granbury and Toller schools are letting out early? I have no clue. I don't know. If schools are letting out early, that's obviously a precautionary measure. Storms are possible anywhere time between now and again 8 o'clock. So we could see a couple of storms even fire up in the Metroplex at any given time. You never know. The cap is still a little bit strong, so we should be able to see storms kind of being limited in the Metroplex over the next few hours, but there's no guarantee. We don't have a weather balloon has not been launched since like lunchtime. There'll be another one at 3 o'clock, and from what I know, the cap is pretty weak now in comparison to what it was before, so storms could fire up in the Metroplex at any given time, but it would probably just be a precautionary measure, excuse me, at this point. Whitesboro, by the way, in this storm near Cook County, this warning has now been downgraded to half-dollar sized hail, but I would not be surprised if it's a little bit larger. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for northern Denton County. This is for hail up to the size of ping pong balls and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Again, we are watching for primarily a threat of damaging winds and large hail this afternoon. Tornado threat will increase this evening. So if you're anywhere in North Texas, that is what we're watching for very closely today. Damaging winds and hail for the next few hours with a very low tornado threat. The tornado threat's not 0, by the way. There's still a chance for a tornado. Tornado threat increases, though, closer to the late afternoon and evening hours. So pretty much after 4 to 5 o'clock is our best chance. All right, I have posted that now on Facebook. Again, Denton County and Eastern Wise County included in that brand new severe thunderstorm warning. The other one for Decatur will expire in a minute. If you are in Decatur, you are fine to get away from your shelter place, by the way. There's no hail anymore. You are fine. Just don't go outside yet. There is still lightning in proximity. You do not want to go outside when there's lightning in the vicinity, because that can cause, obviously, some pretty bad stuff. So don't go outside. Yeah, the cap is weakening in DFW. That is correct. By the way, if you have any timing questions, feel free. If you're on Facebook and you have any timing questions, you don't have to comment them. There's literally a post on the timing for today on my Facebook page. Just go to my main page, scroll down a little bit. It's like an hour or 2 ago. That's about it. It was posted around lunchtime or so. So just go back a couple hours and you'll be able to see it. The cap isn't gone yet. It is not gone, quote unquote. There is still a cap in place primarily over here. It is weakened a lot. It's pretty weak now, but there is still a cap. If there was no cap, we would probably see storms already firing up here, but it's primarily just elevated showers, which are not going to be severe. So Decatur did not have a tornado. No. The only thing Decatur has had so far was half-dollar sized hail. That has been confirmed. A lot of the reports that I've seen from my viewers have been P to like marble sized hail, sort of in that range. It almost looks like it snowed there. Obviously it didn't snow, but yeah, I mean, in Decatur it's been maximum half-dollar sized hail. Most people though said it was just P sized hail. We did have a report of half-dollar sized hail from a trained spotter in the area, so there's probably been a couple. Again, we can see a lot of P sized hail with some of these storms, so we can see a lot of like P sized hail like this, and then all of a sudden we can see like a larger hailstone or two pop into the mix of hailstones. So that's always a possibility too. Sometimes they do vary in size quite substantially, so that's also a possibility. Thank you, by the way, for the new subscribers and followers on both YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate it. If you've not already, by the way, and you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button down below. It helps get this out to more people. Also, share this with your friends. We'll be live here for a while covering the severe weather across North Texas. But again, the line of storms that'll impact the Metroplex is still about 180 miles away from DFW. So the main activity for the next few hours will be these discrete cells that pop up, which we have 2 of them right now producing large hail and damaging winds. And this one over here, just west of Sanger, is becoming a bit more concerning. It is still producing some large hail. This is moving a little bit more towards actually Sanger than previously. Let's actually put this on a half-an-hour loop here. And we'll kind of see the motion of it. It has moved. It's actually motioning slightly more to the east now. You can see that here on the past about 30 minutes or so. Let me make sure. Yeah, there we go. It's the last half an hour now. It's for some reason longer. That'd be cool, Alma. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube, so I am reading 2 separate chats. Just heads up there. I'm reading both chats, if you're curious. Yeah, if you don't have any windows, or if you have like no area that doesn't have windows or and whatnot, your best bet is to get to the most interior place of your home or building. Again, try to get as far away from windows as possible. Put as many walls in between you from the outside as possible. That's what you have to do. If you have a building that, you know, just has windows everywhere and you don't have an interior closet or a stairwell or, you know, bathroom, that's the best bet. A bathroom as well is always a safe option in like a tub or something like that. Cover yourself over with a mattress along those lines. That's your best bet when there's a tornado warning. I know several people do not have the accessibility to a room without windows and whatnot, but those are your best options. Again, you do not necessarily need a room that has, you know, no windows, but that's always the safest place to be, with as many walls in between you as from the outside as possible. That's what's recommended. We do have a new hail report coming out of eastern Cook County. That is now nickel-sized hail that has been confirmed in Woodbine. That is southwest of Whitesboro. So heads up there. That's our latest hail report there. Again, 2 hail cores that we're watching closely. 1 in Cook County, about to cross over into northwestern Grayson County in North Texas. And then we have another one just to the west of Denton County. This is again producing the threat of upwards of ping pong ball sized hail. So again, stay away from windows at the lowest floor possible if you're able to. Argyle is in a moderate threat of severe weather. That is correct. Jamie, 5 to 8 o'clock is the best chance for severe weather. We do now have a tornado watch that has just been issued for all of the central and eastern parts of North Texas. This is now official. Let me post this on Facebook as well. But again, this is not really breaking. This is kind of expected. But we do now officially have a tornado watch that is now issued until 10 o'clock tonight across North Texas. All right, so this is going to include anywhere in the DFW Metroplex, back through eastern and southern parts of North Texas. I will go over the tornado watch in depth in a second. I have to post this on Facebook though. Hail up to the size of apples will be possible. Damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour will also be possible. And a few tornadoes will be possible. Post the live link. Again, tornado watch has officially been issued here across North Texas. Apple-sized hail possible, damaging winds upwards of 75 miles per hour, and along with the threat for a few tornadoes does exist, which a strong tornado or 2 will also be possible. So again, officially a tornado watch has now been issued for North Texas. Again, a very busy day is going to be ahead. Then, really afternoon and evening, to be specific. Tornado threat is obviously not the highest concern out of everything, but it is definitely a notable concern. That is why there's a tornado watch. Basically means conditions are favorable for tornadoes to occur. If you're wondering what the size of an apple is, it's 3 inches in diameter. Don't panic about, obviously 3-inch diameter hail is pretty significant, but don't panic. Don't think, you know, because you found a big apple at a apple farm, that does not mean that's going to be the size of it. It just means the maximum hailstone size is apple size, which is 3 inches in diameter. That is the specific number. I'm not sure why they go by apples. I don't exactly know. I don't know. Baseball sized hail sounds a little bit more, I'd say clean, because at least most people know what a baseball looks like. Because apples range in size, obviously, so You could be talking about a tiny apple or a large apple. You never know. Where's the dry line? It's way back out here to the west. It's back over in, we can actually pull up on the map here, the difference here. This is what it looks like. Let's take off the radar for a brief moment. Here's your basically dry line. We have all the moisture rising into the Metroplex right now. Back over in central Texas, there isn't really a whole lot of moisture to be working with right now, but this humidity will really start to ramp up over the next few hours. That's why the threat is much more significant here in the Metroplex. The dew points are much higher. These brighter greens, that's representing a higher moisture content here in the Metroplex in terms of dew points upwards of the mid-60s. That creates a lot of buoyancy, which leads to more severe weather. So we have some concerns there in terms of the overall setup. Nothing really that has changed, by the way. This was basically what was forecasted. So it's not like things have gotten even worse than before. This hailstorm, by the way, in northern Denton County is becoming quite concerning. We have a large hail core right now west of Sanger. If you're in Sanger, Texas, get away from windows and lowest floor possible. There's the potential for upwards of ping pong ball sized hail moving into your neighborhood here in the next few minutes. The cap is essentially a temperature inversion in the atmosphere, and what a cap basically does is prevents clouds from building up past a certain limit, because clouds can't build with a temperature increasing suddenly. That's what the cap is, and a cap plays a major part in severe weather, especially in North Texas. If anybody has ever watched my live streams in the past year, like anywhere from last spring all the way to now, you know that the cap plays a major part in severe weather, because we've had a couple of big busts in terms of severe weather, which is obviously great news, but the cap can play a massive part in severe weather. Today, it's not really that relevant. We don't have much of a cap to prevent these storms. The only exception right now is the Metroplex. The main reason why is because we do have a weak cap in place to prevent supercells from developing right now, but the line of storms will still produce severe weather regardless of that cap, aka a temperature inversion. So that's essentially what that is. When temperature suddenly increases a few hundred or about 100 to 200 millibars up from the surface, that is when we basically have a lid on the clouds building up to a certain height. We do have a live cam in Lantana. This is a, whoa, look at this. This is a storm in Denton County right now. Look at that. I'm actually going to save this. This is the storm right now in Denton County that is producing large hail. This is quite incredible. Actually, gonna post this on Facebook. That is quite incredible. That's all I gotta say. That's actually a really cool photo. I'm glad. I can't remember who sent me this live cam. I really do appreciate it. If you whoever owns this live cam, please message me. I can't remember what your name was. Yeah, this is a crazy look right now at the Lantana storm. Crazy stuff. And the equilibrium level, by the way, which is preventing clouds from going up a certain height, is currently right around 30,000 feet, I think, right now. So that's basically where the clouds are being stopped from going any higher. So the cap is gone. It might be gone in DFW. It's either very weak or it's gone. It's one of the two. I don't know if it's completely gone yet. We have not yet had a the weather balloon. I'm pretty sure is going up right now in DFW. So we should get an update on that here in a second, or at some point in the next 10 to 15 minutes. By the way, 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds now possible in Abilene. You're in Abilene again. 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds now possible, along with quarter-sized hail. Heads up, again, if you're in Abilene, make sure that you're staying away from windows and in the lowest floor possible, interior room of your home or building. Again, that is a pretty significant storm that we're watching here, producing hail up to the side, or excuse me, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. That's the main threat, along with quarter-sized hail. Let's go back over to DFW right now near Denton County. This is where we are still seeing a pretty significant hailstorm here, producing up to ping pong ball-sized hail near Sanger, Texas. Could again be producing hail up to the size of ping pong balls and as well as 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. All right. Yeah, we have a few photos. Again, if you have any photos, feel free to message me on Facebook. Hail core, the severe thunderstorm warning has just gotten downgraded to $half sized hail. Basically means the hail core now is a bit smaller with the storm. Thank you, Albert. Appreciate it. All right, I couldn't remember. I need a. All right, there we go. I starred you on Facebook Messenger. I was trying to find you for a long time. Couldn't remember what your name was. I appreciate it. Roofers have a field day in Sanger every spring. Yeah, roofing companies stay really busy in North Texas, and it's really because of all the severe weather that happens here. So, oops, I did not mean to change over to that radar. Yeah, I know a lot of roofing companies, and I know that for a fact because I get contacted all the time for roofing companies wanting to advertise on North Texas Weather Center. All the time. But I chose Platinum Contracting because I believe in their mission, excuse me. They're veteran-owned, so really do appreciate that. 10 repair season, that too. Still kind of sunny by DFW. It is. It actually is sunny right now. And again, this is right now out of Denton County right now, looking, I believe, north or northwest from Lantana, Texas. And again, this is your clouds. This is the hail core that we're seeing, or the hailstorm back up near Sanger. It's kind of hard to see because we're still a little far away from that, but it's a very good view here. It's actually specifically in Mesquite Park in Lantana. So. And this hail core keeps growing. Look at this. Probably still upwards of $half sized hail right now, west of Sanger. Still some significant hail right now. Moving off to the east-northeast near Sanger. Yes, there is a tornado watch issued. It does include most of the Metroplex, and it goes through southern and eastern North Texas. Again, this is for the threat of hail up to apple size, that is 3 inches in diameter. Damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour, along with the threat for a few tornadoes today. Those are our main threats. Drizzling in Denison. I like how you put that. Drizzling. Thank you, Michelle, by the way, for being a 2-month subscriber on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you want to support the page, by the way, and you're enjoying the live stream and the coverage, there are support links in the description on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you want to support the page, feel free to. Helps out the page a lot. Again, I do this all the time. We do live streams literally all throughout severe weather season. So if you want to support the page, those links are in the description below. But most importantly, hit the like button. That helps the page out a lot as well. It's free to do. Apple size like the apple on my phone, or an actual apple? We are talking about an actual apple, not Apple as an iPhone. I've never actually been asked that before when we're talking about apples. A good one. Yeah, apple like the one you eat. Unless you eat iPhones, but I don't think most people do that. How's it going, Dree? Yes, Tarrant County is also included. Again, 4-county Metroplex, all included in the tornado watch. It goes until 10 o'clock tonight. Again, we don't have much of any storm activity right now in the 4-county Metroplex. We could see a couple of cells, though, develop just south of Interstate 20 over the next hour or two. That warm front is lifting up to the north. That'll create more shear and a more primed environment for a tornado threat. Along with that, our line of storms is way back out here to the west near Abilene. This is going to be our main focus tonight. That will produce damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, along with the threat for maybe a few embedded tornadoes. We are watching that threat very closely. Pouring rain and pea-sized hail in Apartment Falls in Wichita Falls, Texas. Yeah, Wichita Falls had a storm earlier. There was a severe storm. I'm not sure if it really produced any huge hail, but there was a severe storm earlier. New report, by the way, of nickel-sized hail in Whitesboro. This warning for northwest Grayson County has just been upgraded to ping-pong ball-sized hail. So in your 377 and 901, that is where the potential for up to ping-pong ball-sized hail exists, as this storm continues to track out to the north and northeast. The one in Sanger in Denton County is still quite concerning. Sanger right now is about to be impacted by potentially some very large hail, or large hail, not very large, but some large hail. Again, upwards of ping pong ball is not out of the question. The warning is for $half size right now. We have a live cam again on this storm. We'll be keeping a close eye on it. Right now, there are some clouds blocking the actual storm, so if that updates, I'll I'll go and show you, but right now, nothing new there. New update, by the way, the warm air cap has lifted in the Metroplex. That is official. So there is no longer a cap in DFW. Posting that on Facebook real quick. But again, there's no longer a cap in DFW. That has weakened, and we are now officially primed for severe weather, which means there could be severe storms at any time in the Metroplex. That is the new news. Let me see if there's any other reports that we have coming out here. Again, we are under a tornado watch for those in the DFW area, anywhere in the metro. This does go all the way back through areas into even Breckenridge, Stephenville. Those areas are included in that tornado watch. And the National Weather Service actually strategically kind of placed these watches, which is quite interesting. They really strategically placed these different watches and warnings, or watches, excuse me, because you can see here, this is actually where the tornado threat will start to increase this afternoon and evening. They really did a good job at issuing these watches. I'll be honest, they really did a pretty good job with that, because honestly, from what I've seen from the future radar and whatnot, and all the ingredients with today's setup, the tornado threat really starts to increase as these storms move into actual North Texas here in the DFW area. Weatherford near Interstate 20, just west of Interstate 35W, is where that tornado threat begins to increase, especially with that line of storms when it will come through a little bit later. So by the way, hail core is now moving into areas just north of Sanger. Sanger may still get clipped by this hail core over the next few minutes. There is another severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, that has just been issued. I believe it's this one. Yeah, nope, it's not that one. This one's been issued for an hour. This is the new warning. It includes western parts of Grayson County, Collinsville and Tioga, and as well as Valley View. Those three cities are included here for $half size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is right now where the hail core is. That is for this storm right now that is in northern Denton County, about to move into southern Cook County. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued in central Texas, another area that we will be covering for the line of storms, especially 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds and quarter-sized hail is possible in Abilene, Luders, Albany, Clyde, and Putnam. Those areas are all included. This will likely be the last warning with this specific cluster of storms until the storms enter into the tornado watched area. So again, 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, quarter-sized hail possible there. We're still watching, again, some severe storms north of DFW. These ones are going to be capable of severe weather, with mainly a hail threat. Damaging winds, though, will still exist as well. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to follow the page if you're on Facebook, or subscribe. Again, we are live on both Facebook and YouTube today. You can watch on either platform. The links to those are both in the description on each platform. Also, make sure to like the video on both platforms. Helps to get this out to more people. And again, it's free to do. Actually, real quick, let's check out the velocities. I haven't done that in a little while. I don't think these storms are really rotating. There is very broad rotation on the storm back up here. It's probably more of damaging winds right now. The environment is not primed for a tornado threat really right now in anywhere in northern DFW. And the main reason why is because the warm front hasn't really lifted up that far. We don't have a whole lot of shear here near the surface. So it's going to kind of make it hard for these storms to rotate anywhere in the northern DFW area. But that will change again in about an hour or two. And that's why there is a tornado watch now issued. The tornado threat will gradually increase over the next couple of hours because of the warm front lifting further up to the north. That'll essentially create more shear for these storms to be able to rotate and the supercells to be able to rotate to create the potential for a tornado threat. So we are watching for that potential quite closely right now. Yeah, the tornado threat will increase this afternoon and evening. We've been pretty much at a very low tornado threat since like 1 o'clock. There's really not been much of any. And we've had a report of a wall cloud at one point, but that's about it. The latest hail core, or the latest radar scan, excuse me, the hail core has grown here near Valley View. This is a pretty large hail core too. I'm not sure if I can actually get an actual distance on this. All right, 4.7. We're gonna have to subtract 4.7 from that. So that's about 5 miles wide or so. So we have about a 5-mile wide hail core, and I say that because the tool that I use is kind of broken, but it's about 5 miles wide. Let me just confirm on radar scope too. We can do that. It's actually 14 miles. No, it's actually about 9 miles. Never mind. It's actually, this thing does correct itself. I didn't know that. So for whatever reason, it's glitched at the beginning, but about 9 miles wide here is the hail core north to south, anywhere from about northern Denton County, just north of Sanger, back through Valley View. There's a threat for, again, upwards of $half sized hail with this storm. So, and this is a storm, by the way, that we're watching. This is from Lantana, Texas. This is the live view out of Lantana near Mesquite Park. So, again, thank you, Albert, for the live cam. This is a great view of the storm, though, right now. Currently moving off to the east-northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So, what we're looking at right now. By the way, we do have a warning, just real quick, for anybody else that's not in North Texas, and if you're in Oklahoma, near Durant, there is a storm producing golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is for that storm that's in northwest Grayson County right now, so it actually is kind of relevant here for North Texas, because if you're along 377, there might be hail up to ping-pong to golf ball-sized hail right now. The most recent report has actually officially been ping-pong ball-sized hail in Whitesboro, or 7 miles, excuse me, north of Whitesboro in Grayson County. There's officially a ping-pong ball-sized hail report there. So that's the latest out of that storm. We've had no recent hail reports with this storm in Denton County and as well as Cook County yet. We should get some here momentarily, but we've not had one yet. So we don't have any confirmation yet of the hail core and what the hailstone size is as well. This storm particularly, actually, I can bring over the 30-minute loop here, but this storm is actually moving east-northeast. The one up here is moving northeast. They're both going different directions, a little bit of directional shear, kind of steering these storms both different ways. This one, believe it or not, started off going north. It has taken a big U-turn, or not U-turn, but basically a big right-hand turn to the east-northeast. It's a interesting little storm. It really started to kind of develop more going east and east-northeast. So yeah, it's going a bit of a different direction. So those in Grayson County, like Sherman, you are in the track of this hailstorm right now. So make sure you bring your car into your garage if you've not already. Yeah, this is again the 30-minute loop. We are under a tornado watch again in the Metroplex and in DFW. So just heads up there. Dallas, the best chance for storms will be after 5 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. But again, you may see a storm or two before then. It is possible. The cap is gone in the Metroplex, and anywhere in DFW in particular. We have a report. Sanger has crazy wind and hail. I don't know what crazy means. It could be pea-sized hail. It could be much larger. I don't know. But we just had a report out of Sanger of some crazy wind and hail. So, again, hey, Sanger right now is getting hit by the storm. Let me, real quick, take this loop off. We do have another this is quite incredible. Look at this. This is a storm near Sanger. Quite incredible look here. The rain shaft here on the left, clouds, and the storm, the shelf here back over on the right. That was sent in by Julie Levings. Thank you for sending that in. A couple great photos there. I'm going to post one of those on Facebook. Where'd you say this was? Did you say that was... Yeah, that was out of Sanger. I am multitasking, by the way. I am posting on Facebook as well. All right, let's go back and zoom in on this storm. Again, the hail core is now moving through areas just to the east of Valley View. Collinsville and Tioga, you'll be next in track of the storm within the next 10 minutes. Sanger, you are about to be cleared from the hail core, and anywhere in northern Denton County. Pilot Point might get clipped as well by that hail core. We'll see. It's gonna be close. Sally is reporting from Sanger. We have somebody reporting pea-sized to nickel-sized hail in Sanger. That's the latest out of this storm. Again, Sanger, though, it does vary. We actually just have now a confirmed report of quarter-sized hail north of Sanger. We have another report of quarter-sized hail with this storm that just went through Valley View. So quarter-sized hail is currently coming out of this. And there are some insane cloud photos that we're getting. Brooke, as well, just sent in a crazy one. I'll post it on Facebook. And we are multitasking with posting and stuff like that. Let's see, where was this? Near the Sanger area. And I'll post that. All right. We'll be done for posting for a few minutes because I've posted a bunch in the last like 5 to 10 minutes on Facebook. I spam, for whatever reason, on severe weather days, I'm always posting like every 5 minutes. It gets kind of spammy. Is North Lake or Argyle going to get hit by tornadoes? Again, tornadoes could happen anywhere in North Texas. There will be probably a few tornadoes today. Where they happen, it could be, again, anywhere. We have a tornado watch. I cannot tell you whether you'll definitely see one or not. Tornadoes are typically a very small area to begin with, and the chances are not that high. They're kind of in the medium sector. We do have actually a graphic that can give you an idea of what the threats are today. Let me pull it up for you. For those in the DFW area. So here are your threats for this afternoon and evening. And again, the main threat for DFW particularly will be the widespread damaging wind potential, which could be anywhere from 60 to 80 miles per hour. Large hail, even the threat for over 2 inches in diameter is possible. That is if these supercells can get over that equilibrium level. There's a pretty decent capped off layer near 30,000 feet that's preventing these supercells from growing much further up. That might change though. I haven't looked at the latest sounding. Along with the threat for, again, a few tornadoes is possible. A strong tornado, that means EF2 plus, is also possible here in North Texas this evening or afternoon. Both are pretty much in play through 10 o'clock is basically where we're watching for that tornado threat. It's in the medium stage right now. And for those that don't know what the heck I'm talking about when I'm talking about an equilibrium level, don't worry about it. It's just basically where the clouds are capped off in the higher elevation, so closer to like the troposphere. So that's what we're looking at there. I'm actually curious. Let me check out. Let's see. DFW sounding. I'm pretty sure the sounding is in. Maybe. Does anybody have a link to the 3 o'clock sounding? I don't know if it's come out yet publicly. If anybody does, feel free to email me or message me on Facebook. I'm kind of curious to look at that. All right, let me get back to chat here. We're having reports of stoplights out in Sanger from these severe storms. There might be some power outages beginning with this. Again, not really any tornado threat with this. It is a hail threat for the most part. There might be some damaging winds along with that, some downburst winds. This is not capable right now of a tornado, but again, it's more of a hail threat for right now. We're not really in the primed environment for a tornado yet with this storm. That will again change over the next few hours, but a pretty large hail core is approaching Tioga and Collinsville. So if you're in these two areas, again, make sure that you are staying away from windows and at the lowest floor possible. Interior room of your home or building is where you should be, because again, hail can go through windows, especially when winds are picking up. We can get some like blowing hail going kind of sidewards that can sometimes break through windows. That is definitely a bit of a concern with this storm right now, as it continues to move into areas like Collinsville and as well as Tioga over the next several minutes. Big wind gust in Pilot Point. Thank you for the report. So we have a report out of Pilot Point from Susan or Suzanne, one of the two, for some big wind gusts, which again could be really anything, but it's probably between 45, 55 miles per hour would be my guess with this storm. Let's zoom back in here. Go to storm relative velocity, and let's take out a couple of points here. The highest wind gust that is currently being estimated is about 50 miles per hour. Pilot Point particularly estimated by radar, granted this is not always the same at the surface, is right around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So wind gusts are probably in that range. I would assume they're not that significant. By the way, this supercell here, if there was more wind shear, we could be talking about a tornado threat. We just don't have that yet. I mean, this is a very organized supercell right now with a pretty large hail core. Hail core is a little bit more extended than they usually are, but man, this is a really, really potent storm. By the way, this is a look at that storm right now from Lantana, Texas. This is the storm that we're looking at, and it's a very good view looking north right now. That is live. How's it going, EJ? Yeah, I mean, again, this has pretty good organization. The problem is there isn't much here. With right now, obviously it's going to change, but we are kind of fortunate right now that the warm front has not lifted that far to the north yet. And if it lifted further to the north, we would probably be talking about a pretty hectic tornado threat right now. But luckily, that's not happening. We have a little bit of convection beginning to boil up here near Dallas and as well as near Glen Heights. Nothing severe right now, so some good news there, but obviously there are some showers and downpours developing. There isn't any cap, so this could obviously really rapidly intensify into some supercells at some point. We'll be watching for that threat quite closely. Another report in Valley View of quarter-sized hail as well. So again, we have several reports with this storm of quarter-sized hail. This one, again, is moving east-northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Watching the Weather Channel on TV and Max's Weather on YouTube. There you go. That's a good way to be prepared, by the way. I always say this, have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings. In case one goes wrong or goes out or something like that, it's always good to have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings. Because I'll be live again for as long as possible and whatnot, but like, you know, if my stream suddenly went out because of power, which I don't think it would be, obviously it's always good to have backup plans, so make sure you have that always in the back of your head. We have a video coming out of Sanger as well. Hail was falling. Holy cow. I need to show this. So Brooke Rogers out of Sanger. Watch this video. This is pretty intense. Watch the entire thing. I'm going to start it right here. There's a little bit of hail falling. It actually gets kind of crazy here, though. I don't know if my sounds are on. Let me turn my sounds. There we go. Sounds are on. It really picks up. Look at that. Look at all that hail starting to fall. Again, this is near Sanger. Wow. That is actually crazy how much hail just picks up like that fast. I'm not seeing anything too much larger, it looks like, than quarters. Looks like a lot of quarter-sized hail. Look how the winds pick up too. That's crazy. Thank you again for Brooke Rogers for setting that in. I'm gonna post it on Facebook if you'd like to watch the entire thing. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. Thank you again, Brooke, for sending that in. I appreciate it. If you have any other photos or videos, anybody, again, feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can, again, email me if you have my email, which it's out there somewhere. I have no clue where, but it's out there. I don't know if it's even on my page anymore. I can't remember. All right, that'll be posted on Facebook if you want to watch the entire thing. Let's see if there's any other updates on Twitter with this storm. Again, it is producing likely $quarter to $half sized hail right now. All right, yeah. So yeah, this storm right now producing $quarter to $half sized hail near Collinsville and Tioga. If you're in Collinsville or Tioga, friendly reminder, get to your safe place away from windows. This is a pretty large hailstorm that we're watching. Again, when we watched the video a second ago, there was some sidewards hail there, which could indicate, again, some hailstones could even go through windows. If those windows are thin, especially, we very well could see some window damage. So again, make sure you're away from windows at the bare minimum. And on a lower floor, there are some wind gusts probably upwards of 40 to 50 with that storm too. Abilene is flooding already. There is a potential for flash flooding today with these storms. There's a lot of rain too that's been falling there. Look at this storm, by the way, back over in Central Texas. This is the threat for DFW that we're watching for this evening. This line of storms will be our second round of storms. This could produce winds upwards of 75 miles per hour. Apple-sized hail is not out of the question. This is where the tornado threat will really start to ramp up, is with that line of storms. So we're gonna have to watch that pretty closely. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive area. Storm now forming, by the way, near Ferris and Wilmer, south of Dallas. We'll have to watch this area closely. There's now a storm beginning to fire up there. The cap has been broken through, it looks like, with that cell. We're gonna be watching that pretty closely. Thank you, by the way, Jennifer McDaniel, for being a 2-month Facebook subscriber. I appreciate it. Thanks, Matthew. I appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully your power doesn't go out. I hope it doesn't, but if it does go out, I'm pretty sure there's probably live streams elsewhere. I'm not entirely sure, but there's probably other ones that you can find quickly. Just like severe weather on YouTube, there's probably gonna be other ones if the power actually does go out, which it might be. It might. Never know. Thanks, David, for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. I'll be answering a few questions over the next few minutes since we have a little bit of a break in the action. Not really a break in the action. We still have a pretty large hail core here, but I'll also be going through some of the submissions that we've had on photos and videos. We've had a ton. Like, literally, I have about 40 messages that I've not looked at in the last 10 minutes. A report out of North Lake, Texas. By the way, it is sunny and windy. There is, it's partly cloudy to be specific, but it's, you know, the instability is growing in the Metroplex right now, which is not good. This hail core, man, it is insane. It's a pretty well-organized supercell. And again, there should be some sort of tornado threat, you would think, with a storm like this. We have a clean inflow on the east side of the storm. That would be able to rotate the supercell. The issue is there's just not much that wind shear. Again, we are kind of on the warm front hasn't really moved through this area quite yet. Once that warm front moves further off to the north, wind shear will increase. And we just have not had that yet. Dust, by the way, dust is starting to come out of areas in Abilene, by the way. With the 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, there is right now an increasing threat of some dust. We have another crazy photo out of DFW. I'm gonna have to post this one too. This was out of, let's see, Sanger. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate it. Thank you, Matthew, by the way, for sending in that photo. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're still here. That was a little while ago. I have so many photos. How's it going, Runway? Welcome back. Further reminder, by the way, we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. We have about 500 viewers on both platforms, I think. So I'm answering questions from both chats. If you see if you see me respond to something, then if it's not in the chat, that's why. Sherman right now is just rain. The hail core, though, is going to beeline it right towards Sherman. So if you're in Sherman, there is a hailstorm coming. The storm over top of you right now is just rain. Maybe a little bit of pea-sized hail, but it probably wouldn't be anything beyond that. So yeah, there is a hail core right now going towards Sherman, Texas, and Knollwood. So if you're in that area, make sure that you are staying away from windows. And there you go. There is now a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for those in Sherman. This is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. This area here is pretty much almost all of Grayson County. The only exception would be north of Whitesboro, which is fairly rural. But again, that is a very vicious-looking supercell right now with pretty significant hail threat and damaging winds. We've seen both of them now back over in Sanger, just from the photos and videos that I've seen. There's definitely a pretty significant threat right now for some hail. And currently, not really much rotation on this. Again, we're not really looking at a tornado threat yet with this storm. There might be something at some point soon, since the storm is continuing east and the warm front is extending to the north. So once there's some shear, we might see something come out of this in terms of a tornado threat. But for right now, it is just a hail threat and damaging winds as well. Hail is definitely the biggest threat, though. We've seen a lot of hail with this supercell in the last few minutes. This is an intense-looking supercell, to say the least. We have a report out of Valley View, by the way. There was some big hail there as well. The most recent reports out of Valley View were around quarter-sized hail. So, kind of a little heads up there. Let's see if we have anything else on that Lantana live cam. So this is what it looks like now in Lantana. If you've been watching for the last 20 minutes, or really half an hour, you've probably seen the evolution here of Lantana. Now it's just partly cloudy. That supercell that was back over here in the background is pretty much not visible anymore. So that's basically what's kind of unfolded here over the last little while. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, no longer a supercell in view there of Lantana. Unless you're at the surface, you might see a bit more of a 3D look at it, but at least from that vantage point, there was just a lot of clouds in the area. Some cumulus clouds. Yeah, here's a look at the zoomed out look. We have a couple of storms again beginning to form near Dallas. These might struggle a little bit. There is a lot of more rain in this area right now, but if these can become organized, we might get some sort of severe storm going on the eastern half of the Metroplex, and then back over here near Abilene, just east of Abilene now, that is where a very severe storm is moving through with 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Dust has been reported to be kicked up near Abilene. And as well as Albany. There's two different ones there. Albany is where the damaging winds are happening right now. And those two names are so close together, at least in terms of pronouncing them. Hard. We have a couple of close-up radar sites, by the way, if they're needed. There's one at the, I believe, the Love Airport area, and there's also another one there. Look at this storm. Man, this is insane. It is unbelievable how this storm is not tornadic when it looks like this. And I know a lot of you are probably like, that's a hook. There should be a tornado here. There's not really any wind shear. I already mentioned this. Like, there's not really any wind shear, even though we have a pretty strong and clean inflow into the supercell. It's hard, though, because we don't have that warm front that's extended further up to the north yet. But this is a very intense supercell right now in Grayson County. Again, if you're in this area, get away from windows. Get to your lowest floor possible, interior room of your home or building, because damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, along with ping pong ball sized hail, are the two big concerns right now with this storm. We just had a report of quarter sized hail in 7 miles east of Valley View as well. That was in Mountain Springs. So recent report of quarter sized hail with this storm. Come get your dust, West Texas. Remember, I made that post a few days ago. Dennis, try if that doesn't work, try clicking the donation link that's pinned in the chat on YouTube. It might work doing that if you want to support the page. Ro, there's live cams, but they're not very good. And really in Texas, the traffic cams are not that good in terms of quality. I'd rather have higher quality cameras. There's not much to see. I can look real quick and see if anything is here. There might be something, because it would be kind of cool if we can look at the actual vantage point here of the storm here near Grayson, in Grayson County right now near Sherman, but I'm not sure if there's anything, because a lot of the cameras that they're typically on interstates. The live cams, well, this isn't really that surprising, but the live cams over in Abilene are pretty much out right now. Actually, Grayson County does. We do have an interstate here, but I don't know if there's any images. Yeah, all the images are not available for the most part. See if I can get anything good pulled up here. This is a pretty good view. Just to look at it right now from TxDOT. You can see the storm. I'm pretty sure this is looking north. I don't know the exact direction. It doesn't tell you the direction, but I'm pretty sure that's looking north. That's not looking towards the supercell. I'll see if we have anything looking towards the supercell, but I think it's going to be pretty doubtful that we'll have anything looking that direction. Because the highway that we're looking at here is going north to south. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting any really good views on this storm. A lot of the cameras that they list are not, like, working. Yeah, so yeah, right now we don't have any live cams. I'll keep you posted, though. I do appreciate you mentioning that, because I've not looked at all, but yeah. All right, let's see. We have a few more video submissions. But real quick, sorry, the sounds on Facebook are really loud. Real quick, this storm is continuing to really be intense here. We have a very large hail core right now approaching South Made, if I'm saying the name right, near Whitesboro and Sherman. If you're in this area, a large hail core right now is approaching. Again, get away from windows. lowest floor possible in an interior room of your home or building. That is a very large hail core that's developing. We're going to really stay focused on this storm right now near Sherman. This is a very intense supercell. Again, moving towards Sherman right now at about 45 miles per hour. Pea-sized hail was just reported, by the way, in Whitesboro. That is not where the hail core is, just for reference. So a little bit outside the hail core. That's where we're seeing that right now. Oh my God, this is insane. Look at this. I'm guessing this was like shoveled up or something, or maybe came from like a gutter. This is kind of crazy. It's supposed to be the gutter, right? Or something. Looks like it. Oh my God, it looks like winter. Winter's back in North Texas. No, not really. That's actually kind of crazy. You know, when we have a lot of hail like this, with hailstorms like this, it looks like it's like winter outside. By the way, thank you for sending that in from Fancy Ford. Appreciate it. Man, it looks like it snowed outside. If you've been sleeping all day, looks like it snowed. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button down below. Helps get this out to more people and helps to support the page. It's free to do. And also make sure to follow or subscribe to our page. And if you're on Facebook, make sure to share this with your friends. We'll be live here for a while, and we'll be live for the DFW severe weather as well. So stay tuned. Which this is just north of the Metroplex right now. Yeah, this is about to fall. 1 second. All right, we should be good. I just hit my shade, and it almost fell on my head. I have a shade. I have like a window right next to me, so yeah, it almost just fell on me. That would have been a blooper moment. All right, back over to the radar. The latest radar scan still indicating a pretty large hail core here just west of Sherman right now. So again, if you're anywhere in Sherman or Knollwood, make sure that you are starting to get to your safe place right now, away from windows. There could be some sidewards hail. Again, that comes from some damaging winds. Sometimes that can break through thin windows, and we could be seeing upwards of ping pong ball sized hail right now. Still feel like the shade is going to fall on my head. Correlation coefficient is whack because of the hail. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the correlation coefficient. This typically indicates debris being lofted from tornadoes, but in this case, it's the hail. This is where the hail core is. You can see it here. That's where the hail is located, just west of Sherman. So very evident of hail right now. Obviously, that is without a doubt. There's definitely hail with this storm. You can actually see how far north and east that radar scan goes too. There's definitely hail with this storm. Well, I mean, it's undoubtable that we have hail with this type of environment, especially with the colors of the reflectivity that we're seeing. But yeah, there's definitely hail here. Let's actually go to the hail radar. Curious to see what it's estimating. The hail radar right now is estimating up to 2-inch diameter hail. Now, the reports that we've had have been about half of that size. So it's probably around $quarter to $half sized hail still. That's at least what I think it is. So possible that's a little bit larger though. This storm's moving east-northeast right now. That's where it's moving. Let's go back over to the radar. Where is the radar? That's the live radar right now. We're in Grayson County right now, just for reference. There are a couple of storms forming southeast of Dallas. None of these have become severe. Nor do any of these look like they'll become severe in the next few minutes, but this might intensify as it moves further off towards Rockwall, potentially going towards Collin County. We'll see what happens. These storms are moving northeast. We do have another warning that was issued back down near San Angelo, not really in our coverage area, but 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds are possible. That is east of San Angelo. And again, back over near Albany, we are watching for the threat of damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. An 18-wheeler was just tipped over onto a pickup truck from high winds near Highway 277. So heads up there. Also, Breckenridge, Cisco, and Ranger have been just added to a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, along with the threat for some quarter-sized hail. I'm going to have to post that on Facebook because we haven't posted in a few minutes. Actually, I might post the one over here first. Let's do this one first. That one first. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button down below, and also make sure to subscribe and follow the page. We'll be live here for a long time tonight, covering all the severe weather as it approaches DFW as well. First, I gotta post this. All right, that's on Facebook now. Is Pilot Point getting anything? Not right now. Pilot Point just got clipped by that hailstorm, it looks like. I don't think he got hit directly. I think it just stayed off to your north. Your next threat will likely be the line of storms. That'll be from about 5 to 10 o'clock across the Metroplex. So that will be probably your next threat. There might be another storm or two that develop, though, out in front of that line. So just be mindful of that. Those storms that develop out in front of the line of storms will have the greatest threat for severe weather of all types, including damaging winds, large hail, and a tornado threat. Lizzie, you'll be fine. Just make sure you have a plan in place. I know a lot of people are having anxiety from storms and stuff like that. The best thing that you can do is just know your plan for severe weather. And honestly, most of us will not see severe weather. I can't emphasize that enough. Severe weather threats, how they describe it in terms of like a moderate threat of severe weather, it says a 45% chance of hail. You see that, right? But that's in a 25-mile radius. And then when we look at the tornado threat, it's a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius. That's a pretty large area. I think I could pull up the let me try to see if I can do a radius on here. But a radius is, you know, it's not like this is about a 25-mile region here. In terms of the radius is pretty large. So don't get that concerned about it. Obviously, you need to have a plan in place. There's a reason why they call it a moderate threat of severe weather instead of like a slight risk for severe weather, because the environment is much more primed for severe storms to happen, and we'll likely see more severe storms than a usual slight or enhanced risk of severe weather. That's why they're issued. But there's no reason to panic entirely by any means. This is not like a doomsday event. Just need to make sure you have a plan in place for severe weather. There's no reason to panic. We are now up to golf ball sized hail, by the way, on the storm near Sherman. This is now a developing situation. If you are right now in Sherman, Texas, make sure that you're getting away from windows and at the lowest floor possible. This is again now up to golf ball sized hail. Golf ball sized hail right now, moving towards Sherman, Texas. And again, if you're just tuning in, we are live on Facebook at North Texas Weather Center, and we're live on YouTube. You can watch on either platform. So make sure, again, the links are in the description of both of those. But we are live right now covering the severe storm near Sherman and Knollwood. This is moving east-northeast right now, producing hail up to golf ball sized hail. So make sure, again, you get away from windows. This is now a new upgrade to this warning. It was originally ping pong ball sized hail. I don't think the hailstone size of golf balls has been confirmed, but the hail core that we're seeing here definitely represents something in that range of potentially being golf ball sized hail. So again, make sure you're staying away from windows here. And again, this is in Grayson County, Texas. Knollwood, Denison. By the way, Denison too. I know a lot of people that watch North Texas Weather Center from Denison. If you're in Denison, you're also in the track. It looks like the hail core may clip you, so be mindful of that. Sherman, Knollwood. Knollwood will probably get hit the hardest with this hail core, by the way. It's moving east-northeast right now, so those in Knollwood and Sherman will probably be hit the hardest. Denison might get clipped as well. Depends on if this hail core develops a bit further off to the north over the next few minutes, but Knollwood does seem to be probably one of the more hit locations here, in between there and Sherman. Again, that would be in between, let's see, 56 and 82 right now. That's where the hail core is. It'll be crossing over 82 over the next few minutes, and then eventually into Knollwood. Again, we're watching that line of storms back over in Central Texas. That'll be our biggest threat for severe weather in North Texas tonight, so we'll be watching that very closely. Yeah, this is a very, very large hailstorm. It's actually Let's hop over to the hail radar again. This is a look at the hail radar, and it gives you an idea of what hailstone size that we're talking about here. Most recent scans are indicating in the range of golf ball sized hail. So if you are, again, southwest of Sherman, that is where we could be seeing around golf ball sized hail. Sherman and Knollwood will be hit within the next 5 minutes from this hailstorm. Let's see if we have any reports out of this storm recently. We had quarter-sized hail reported in Tioga before this hailstorm really started to ramp up. So that's the most recent report that we've had. But yeah, again, this is near Dorchester and Sherman. Go back over to the live radar feed again. Stick with this for now. That hail core is about to be over Sherman. Look at this. This is insane. Insane looking hail core near Sherman. Let's go over to the let's measure this. That's about 9 miles almost in terms of its length from northwest to southeast. Now, if we go north to south, it's probably still in the range of 8 miles or so. So this is a large hail core. It's definitely going to be covering some pretty high density area here near Sherman and Knollwood. So again, get away from windows if you're in Sherman or Knollwood right now. Get away from windows immediately. And again, don't try to be near windows because, again, hail can break through windows, and that's obviously a dangerous situation. Damaging winds as well, up to 60 miles per hour are possible. We've had a few people already send in videos of the high wind gusts with these storms. And again, I've had a lot of video submissions. I'm trying to get to as many as possible here. So again, if you have any videos or photos, you can message me on Facebook. We are live again on both Facebook and YouTube right now. We have another crazy photo. We've had a lot of crazy photos out of this area of storms. Let me post this on Facebook too. Thank you, Michelle Lynch, by the way, for sending in that photo. That'll be on Facebook in 5 seconds. Appreciate all the submissions, by the way. I'm trying to see as many as possible, but I've been getting 10 messages like every minute. This is a pretty cool photo. Rebecca just sent this in. Look at this. Look at the lightning here. You can actually see it. I like how the phone is sticking out the window. The lightning is, you can see the lightning there at the bottom right. And we actually had a photo yesterday sent into Facebook, and I posted it. It's pretty cool. Had another lightning strike caught. Which a lot of the time you can edit and actually get the right time frame for that, but another cool photo there. I mean, honestly, for those that are wondering, do I think this will be worse than what happened in Oklahoma? I initially thought that this could be worse than Oklahoma. What just happened a few days ago, for those that are wondering, the derecho that happened. This could get close to that intensity level. I know for a fact, though, this will be impacting a lot more people than what happened in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma event happened primarily in western and central Oklahoma, and then it started to kind of fizzle out. This event is going to really impact a lot of North Texas. This is a pretty populated area, as well as Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. So there's a lot more areas being impacted by this particular event. So this one, honestly, will probably still be a bit worse. Now, will this be a derecho? I don't believe so, but it's not impossible. But I don't think it will. I don't think the line of storms back out here in the west will be long enough. But we'll see what happens. Again, we'll see what it involves here over the next little while. Another report out of Abilene, by the way. Trees have been blown over onto power lines in Abilene near the intersection of North Treadway Avenue and Interstate 20. This has caused a power outage. So in Abilene, a little heads up there. That has now just been reported. Sherman right now is now seeing the hail core. For my friends right now in Sherman, what are you guys seeing out there? Is anybody hearing anything? Obviously, don't go that close to windows, but if you see anything, let me know. I have any friend? I know I have a lot of people watching probably from Sherman right now. You're right now in Sherman. Let me know what you're seeing out there. Hail is huge and loud. Get the report from Justin. So yeah, again, we probably have some pretty large hail here. It might be golf ball. It could even be a little bit larger than that. Honestly, this hail core has actually grown a bit on the last radar scan near Sherman. We're definitely talking about some pretty large hail right now near Sherman. Dallas will probably be hit probably after 6 o'clock tonight. Unless another storm develops down here to the south, which we're not really seeing a whole lot of activity transpire right now. Again, this is a massive hail core over Sherman, Texas. If you're here, make sure you get away from windows and the lowest floor possible interior room of your home or building. Saw something on Twitter. We have another video out of, I don't know where this is, but more hail falling near Sherman. And then in Sanger, we've had a lot of hail reports out of Sanger from that storm earlier. That one produced right around quarter-sized hail. See if we have any other photos and videos here. Seems like we have that for right now. All right. Anybody else out of Sherman right now seeing the storm? I only saw one message about large hail. I don't know where my live chat went. There we go. Tinsley, you'll be fine. Just stay away from windows and you'll be fine. Justin, where was that exactly? Should check the hail core or the correlation coefficient. Wow, that's insane. The correlation coefficient, for those that are wondering, by the way, it shows what we're looking at in terms of debris from a tornado typically. However, it also shows the hail core in terms of hailstorms, and this is what we're looking at right now. The correlation coefficient is actually picking up on the hail, which typically is evident of some pretty large hail or just a lot of hail at one time. So we are definitely seeing that right now unfold. This hail core is insane though. Look at this over Sherman right now. A lot of white. That usually represents 2-inch diameter hail or greater. So there might be some hen egg sized hail here as well. I wouldn't expect Houston to see a whole lot of severe weather. Maybe some damaging winds up to 60. I'm pretty sure that's the only threat, though, for those over in Houston, Texas. Right, got some water again. The hail is huge. Yeah, feel free to let me know, obviously, when it's safe, what kind of size it looks like. But yeah, there's probably some pretty large hail here. We probably will get a report from, like, the fire department or police department here in a minute on the hailstone size there. Again, for the rest of the Metroplex, we are dry for the time being. Dallas, the only exception. There is a couple of showers there. But again, that line of storms will be approaching tonight. We'll be having live coverage on that as well. How's it going, Shelly? Welcome back. How's it going, Priscilla? No problem, Pam. Appreciate you tuning in. I just closed out of my chat. Let me go back into that. All right, there we go. Should be able to see the live chat now. Yeah, there we go. Justin, it wouldn't be sleet, it would be hail. Hail is what happens when we actually have severe weather. Sleet is when we have a temperature inversion and the temperatures drop below freezing. There is a difference there. But if you're talking about sleet, you're probably talking about some smaller hail, just a lot of it, most likely. Shelly, I did not know. Yeah, Greenville will probably see severe storms after 7 o'clock or so. So if you're in Greenville, 7 o'clock will probably be your time frame there. There is a chance, though, for a storm or two before then. You can actually see just south of Greenville, there is some convection building, but nothing severe right now. It's just an isolated rumble of thunder. They are not really beating the cap down there, it looks like. So some good news there. The hail core is now on the northern side of Sherman, and looks like that's about to move into areas near 69. So if you're along Route 69 south of Denison, that is where that is going to be going towards. This hail core may narrowly miss Denison, which would be good news. It is now east and southeast of Knollwood. So that's where we're watching right now for the hail core. And this is producing hail up to the golf ball sized hail. We've had a lot of reports already of hail here. I'm awaiting some more specific reports in terms of the hailstone size. We actually have a few reports coming in now. A teacup sized hail was reported. I am not sure how accurate that is. That is a report that we just had, though, of teacup sized hail. That might not be right. But if it's teacup sized hail, that's 3 inches in diameter. I cannot confirm that, though, yet. We've had no other reports of that. But that is one report that we just had in Sherman. South Maid, Texas also had a report recently, that's back over here, of $half sized hail. That's 1.25 inches in diameter. Throckmorton, Texas was just issued into a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds as well. Thanks, David, by the way. Appreciate you sending those in. This is in this is over in Pilot Point from earlier. Wow, look at this. This is pretty wild. All the hail falling and whatnot. That is insane. Look at the pool. Holy crap. That's insane. Let me know, Jackie, if I can post up, by the way. That was actually crazy. This storm, by the way, just got downgraded to ping pong ball size hail again. So, for what I probably can assume here, the hail core is likely a little bit smaller than teacup size. Somebody reported teacup size. Again, I don't think it's accurate, but that is where the hail core was. Let's see, we had another report out of Sherman. Quarter-sized hail was reported in the downtown area of Sherman, which is where the hail core was. So my assumption is that hail is probably peaked at ping pong ball. Yeah, the hail was dumped a ton in a very short period of time. All right, we're gonna post that video on Facebook, by the way, if you want to check that out. That hail core that I just showed a second ago, or all that hail, excuse me, that just fell. If you want to watch the entire video, it's like 40 seconds, I think. You can check that out on Facebook. If you're just tuning in, by the way, make sure to hit the like button down below if you've not already. Helps support the page a lot, and it is free to do. Also, if you want, share this with your friends. If you're on Facebook, there's a share button. Again, we'll be doing live coverage here throughout the afternoon and evening, keeping you safe from the severe weather, or at least keeping you prepared. I can't really keep you safe. That's kind of your decision, but again, we'll be keeping you posted with the latest details throughout the afternoon and evening. Again, we are right now monitoring a severe storm, a really potent supercell that we've been watching all the way back from Wise County. This has been going on for about an hour and a half now. This is the hail track that it is basically left. Gainesville didn't see any hail, but basically this entire area here, that's where we saw some hail. It is an entire track of hail here, and then this supercell now has produced hail over the town of, or the city, I should say, of Sherman. So Sherman has just gotten past with this supercell. I am not sure. Let's see. I don't know if we have any reports quite yet of this hail core on Twitter. I'm going to check it out. I'm also going to see if we have any live view here of this storm near Sherman. Traffic is starting to get pretty backed up, by the way, on interstate, or on Route 75, excuse me. And that is pretty explainable because that is what we are seeing as severe weather right now. This is actually a view out of Sherman right now. Look at all the hail. It has accumulated on the grass here, the grassy surfaces. All that hail is now accumulated. We do have a tornado warning that was just issued. We are going to a tornado warning that has now just been issued near Breckenridge. So again, seek shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible. This is a brand new tornado warning that has now just been issued. Let me go over to this screen here. Tornado warning now issued for those near Breckenridge, Texas. Let's go over to the live radar feed. This is what the storm looks like right now. We'll go back a couple scans just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. And go to the velocities. And that rotation is located on the southern side of the storm. That is going to be located back down here just to the southeast of Breckenridge. This is, again, our first tornado warning of the day. Seek shelter away from windows and lowest floor possible if you are included in this warning. Again, brand new tornado warning has now been issued over in closer to central Texas, but this is technically west North Texas. So again, if you're included in this warning, get to your safe place away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. All right, posted that on Facebook as well. Yeah, we're going to really keep a very close eye on this storm. Again, there is some rotation. Let's go back over to the velocities. The rotation is located back down here, east of 183. So again, that is where our rotation is located. There is some rotation there. It looked a little bit stronger a second ago. If we go back a couple of scans, yeah, the rotation was a bit stronger a second ago. It's a little bit weaker now, but there's still some rotation there. Could recycle as well. They'll be heading towards 180 over the next several minutes towards areas back over near Grafford as well. This should stay north of Interstate 20 for reference. But again, tornado warning right now issued east of Abilene. There's so many Albanese and Abilene that they get me really confused. But east of Albany right now, that is where our tornado warning is. This is, again, pretty far west of the Metroplex. But this is going to be moving towards probably Mineral Wells within the next hour to hour and a half. That is what we're watching right now. This is a tornado warning. The rotation, again, is located right down here, and that next radar scan will be coming in here in just a second. Posted with that. This is where the tornado threat now begins. Yep, that is correct. Tornado threat is going to begin now. Again, this is where the line of storms has now begun to develop here in North Texas near Breckenridge, Woodson, and whatnot. And this is really the concerning area, is going to be this line of storms that's now developing. We're going to see a tornado threat really start to increase over the next few hours. This is now our first one of the day, and it's only going to increase from here in terms of the tornado threat. Latest radar scan just came in. The little area of rotation is a little bit less than before. This warning only goes until 4:30, so it's not really that long of a warning. And it's also not that big. So what that basically means is that this will probably be a brief, weak tornado sort of instance, but again, the rotation is weakened a bit on the latest scan. There is a little pocket, though, of rotation there, for sure. You can actually see it. There might be a funnel cloud with this. This is a little bit higher up into the atmosphere. There's probably a wall cloud or funnel cloud associated with this tornado warning east of 183. So at least that's what we're seeing out of this storm so far. Here's the correlation coefficient, not picking up on any debris, which means there's likely not a tornado on the ground right now. This is in Stevens County, Texas, by the way. Tara will see severe storms later, Brooke, yes. Anywhere in North Texas, if you're anywhere in North Texas, you are likely going to see some storms tonight. Whether those are severe or not, probably a good amount of them will be severe. So make sure you are ready for any threat of severe weather. This is our first tornado warning of the day. We're probably going to see more of this. And not just that, there are plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings for some numerous to almost widespread damaging winds here across this area. Quick update, in northeastern North Texas now, the storm near Bells is up to hen egg sized hail. Just a heads up here, if you're in anywhere east of Sherman near Bottom, this storm is producing hen egg sized hail. That is 2 inches in diameter. Excuse me. Again, that is just west and northwest of Bottom. Again, I am sick, just for, I've mentioned that a few times, but I am sick. So if you're probably hearing congestion, yes, I am sick. I am live streaming and sick, but I need to make sure we're keeping everybody up to date for the afternoon and evening. I'll be live here for a long time. Yeah, Justin, you're pretty much done for today. The only thing that you'll probably have left remaining over in Abilene will be just gusty winds behind that frontal boundary. Flood advisory for Wichita Falls. Thank you, Alma, for the report. So yeah, there's now a flood advisory in Wichita Falls. There is a flooding threat with these storms as well today. Yeah, Justin, you're done with severe weather, which is good news. This is the latest radar scan. Let's go back over to the velocities here. I don't think there's much rotation left. Yeah, this tornado warning will likely be let to expire. Yeah, rotation is weakened out quite quickly. I am going to leave the tornado warning count down there at 1 because there's still a tornado warning, but I am going to take off the graphic with the tornado warning. We are going to go back over to the other storm, and again, the rotation is weakened pretty quickly. So stay in shelter if you're in that area, but for right now, the threat has definitely gone down. There's actually another tornado warning in Durant, Oklahoma. I'm not really covering Oklahoma that much in this stream, but we'll take a quick glance at this. For those in Durant, Just quickly look at the velocities. So yeah, there's some rotation located in Armstrong and Durant. So if you're in this area near Caddo, make sure you get to your safe place away from windows and lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. But we're primarily, again, covering North Texas. We'll cover that storm, though, if there's any new developments there. Hail core, by the way, again, is up to hen egg-sized hail in Bonham areas. Again, in pretty much along the Red River Valley, east of Sherman, Texas, near Bells. There's a very large hail core here that's producing up to hen egg-sized hail. So again, if you're in this warning, get away from windows, lowest floor possible, and again, in an interior room of your home or building, because large hail like this is definitely pretty dangerous. Faith, the chance of severe weather in Weatherford is pretty much the same chance for the rest of North Texas. You have a pretty good chance of at least seeing some severe storms in your region. Again, the chance is, I'm pretty sure in Weatherford, 45% chance within a 25-mile radius. So it's pretty likely you'll see at least damaging winds. That's the main threat for tonight, or today, whatever way you want to look at it. Because again, we'll probably see severe storms entering into North Texas over the next hour or two, especially near the DFW Metroplex. Tornado threat is still going to increase over the next few hours. We'll also be watching for a tornado threat here pretty soon. So those are our main concerns right now. Ambi, they're 2 inches in diameter. I don't know. I really just go by hen eggs. I'm not sure what kind of egg that is, though. I'm not a chicken expert, and I'm not sure if they are the size of chicken eggs. I have no clue. I am not a farmer. I do not tell you. But again, tornado warning still ongoing for a few more minutes in Brecken, or near Breckenridge. Real quickly, I'm going to check if there's anything else going on here. I've not seen any developments here with the rotation. Let's look. Yeah, there's really not much left here for rotation. Stay in your safe place, though, just in case. There might be still a little bit of more upper-level rotation, but currently at the surface, the rotation is weakened quite quickly. That warning will likely be let to expire or get canceled, but stay in your safe place for the time being. Again, we are watching a massive supercell just south of the Red River, near areas near Bonham and Bells. This is a storm producing up to hen egg-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Yes, it's headache-sized hail as well. Yes, Airfish, the cap has broke. Yes, or broke. It's gone. Let's just call it that. The cap is no longer with us to really prevent severe storms for the rest of today. So we're going to be kind of in that situation. Unfortunately, severe storms are expected. No major changes to the forecast, really. This is really what we're expecting. The only changes really were the cap was slightly stronger this morning, which left any severe storms that developed this afternoon primarily to take the path more west of Dallas and Plano. So really any storms that we've seen so far have been in this area here. Nothing really in Plano, Fort Worth, or Dallas. That was pretty much expected this afternoon, but it's a very minor change. There wasn't any major changes from that. Just a little difference there. Let's see. We have a few more videos and photos coming out of some areas here near Denison. Denison has some hail, by the way, actually, as well. Denison was on the northern side of the storm. And even then, they still had a little bit of hail there. Some hail actually accumulated there on... It didn't really accumulate, but it kind of landed on a little porch there. Sorry, I'm going to have to turn off sounds because they're probably going to blast a lot. Prissy, I don't know if you're watching. Am I able to show this? I might actually post it on Facebook, too. Just let me know. Or actually, I'll just message you just in case. All right. I'll be showing you guys another video of the hail in Sherman here in a second. It's pretty wild. Again, there's a tornado warning in Oklahoma. I am not really going to be watching this too closely. We are primarily going to be focused on North Texas today, but there is a tornado warning for Durant. Just make sure you get to your safe place. The rotation was over Armstrong the last time I looked, which was like a minute ago, or a couple minutes ago. So that's what we're looking at there. We do have a little bit of rotation trying to develop as well in this line of storms back southwest of Graham. So we'll have to watch that. There is a little inflow trying to develop on this side of the storm, so watch that area closely. If it's able to organize itself, it might turn into something. Tornado warning is still ongoing here. near Breckenridge. So just keep that in mind. Again, make sure you stay in your safe place, away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is the timing from the computer estimates, so give or take about 15 minutes because it's not an actual track that I made. But that's the timing on this storm and the line of storms. This should be near Fort Worth in about a couple hours. So again, we're not too far away from the severe weather ramping up here in the Fort Worth area, and as well as in anywhere in the Metroplex. So be mindful of that. Not too far away. Even though it kind of looks like it. It's moving pretty quick. Thank you, Holly Jolly, for becoming a Storm Chaser member on YouTube. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you. Appreciate anybody that's become a member today. Got a few of them. Yeah, bottom Texas is in a warning. I think the hail core will stay to your north, but you might get clipped if you're on the northern side. If you're anywhere north of 82, this hail core is vicious. I mean, we're still talking hen egg sized hail potentially with this storm right now. So again, make sure you stay away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're in this area. All right, let's show you the video out of Sherman. This is the video that was just sent in. It's a little bit blurry, but again, it gives you the idea of what we're seeing out there a little while ago. Tons of hail was falling. Tons of hail. What a crazy video, though, out of Sherman. Not sure why that video was so blurry. I'm going to save this again and see if it fixes itself. Yeah, Sherman had a ton of hail. Looks like it literally, again, looks like it snowed. Yeah, again, I can't fix it. But yeah, I'll probably be posting that to Facebook as well. Let me go and do that right now. So that'll be posted on Facebook. Yeah, we are live streaming right now on both Facebook and on YouTube. Just a friendly reminder. So if you are confused on what I'm talking about, that is why. All right, that's posted on Facebook. Again, this is primarily North Texas weather coverage. Interesting little update, by the way, from the National Weather Service of Fort Worth. For particularly this area of storms here, they did actually outline a little area here, primarily in this region. Let me put that up there. There we go. So primarily this area here, this is the area where the damaging wind threat will be the greatest over the next 30 to 45 minutes for damaging winds around 70 miles per hour. And a brief embedded tornado will be possible as well. Again, head to a sturdy shelter in an interior room away from windows as these storms do arrive. If you do not have a plan for that yet, you should make a plan now before these storms get here. I will almost guarantee you that there will be severe storms somewhere near your area in North Texas. It's not like you will definitely see it, but around your area, there will be severe storms. Potentially, the main threat again will be damaging winds, but you should be prepared for these threats tonight because again, there will likely be some damaging winds in your vicinity with this line of storms. Make sure you have your plan in place now, including the threat for tornadoes that will exist as well. There will be a threat for tornadoes here within the next couple of hours as that tornado threat gradually increases here in North Texas. Again, I want you to be safe tonight. Have that plan in place as these storms do start to approach North Texas, or really particularly near the Metroplex. We have a lot of viewers in the Metroplex, so that's the main area I'm talking about when it comes to that. It'll still be a couple hours away, but if you're in Mineral Wells, I mean, it's only about an hour or less from you right now, so make sure you have that plan right now in place. This hail core, again, continues to be absolutely wild northwest of Bonham, but again, this should avoid the area of Bonham, particularly there. This hail core is just off to your north and west. Thanks, YG. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ollie Jolly. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you becoming a member. Fannin County, yeah, you're under a tornado watch. Yeah. Fannin County is in a tornado watch. If you don't know for sure if you're under a tornado watch, I'll zoom out real quick just to give you an idea. Anywhere in this pink box is in that tornado watch. And yeah, again, you can always check your phone too, get a phone app, and it'll tell you if you have your location on. It'll tell you if you are under a tornado watch or not. Some areas are under a severe thunderstorm watch. The rest are under a tornado watch. This tornado watch actually goes down into Waco, so I'll be watching that area closely too. We do, again, cover Waco. We are called North Texas Weather Center, but we do cover, obviously, other areas outside of just the North Texas region. We do cover, like, Wichita Falls. That was one of my main areas that I cover. Abilene, we cover that area. Waco. Those are, like, the main areas that we cover. We still cover some areas outside of that. And again, on YouTube, for those that are confused, YouTube is nationwide, but for this live stream, it's particularly just North Texas right now, just for reference. This is not North Texas Weather Center on YouTube, because nationwide is on YouTube. Just a heads up there. So on a normal day, we'll be doing other live streams, but a little bit confusing. Facebook is linked in the description below, or it should be. If not, yeah, it is. It's linked in the description of the live stream. How's it going, Hills? You're on the north side of Paris. You probably will not be hit by this storm. It's going more in this direction right now. I doubt you'll be getting hit by this, but be prepared in case this does take another weird turn to the east or something like that. It is going east-northeast though right now. Golf ball sized hail was confirmed, by the way, on US Highway 75 and State Highway 56 in Sherman. So this storm has officially at least produced golf ball sized hail. It could be as large as hen egg sized hail. That is again 2 inches in diameter. This tornado warning, by the way, 9 minutes until it expires. It is still ongoing near 180. Back to the velocities again. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation, and even actually there's a little bit. Let's kind of pull this back up again. Might be a little bit. There's like a little bit of rotation here. It's broad and pretty weak, not really too much to be concerned about there, but again, just stay away from windows, lowest floor possible, because again, there is a tornado warning there for the next few minutes, but that probably will weaken out pretty quickly. We are still watching for an increasing tornado threat over the next few hours, so we'll be watching for that threat pretty closely. That'll start to ramp up, and that's hence why we are under a tornado watch. But the main concern still is large hail and damaging winds. Appreciate it, Hills. It's growing a lot. It is growing a lot. We are almost at 100,000 followers combined on YouTube and Facebook. That's absolutely crazy. Facebook is at 63,000. I think YouTube right now is at 33,000. Really close, actually. You're right, Chill. Yep. Timing is the same. The timing has not changed at all, really, for these storms. So, yeah, if you're in North Texas, timing has not changed. Stretching. Hey, if you're on Facebook, we have a bunch of updates. If you're not able to watch the entire live stream, obviously we have a ton of updates that we'll be posting with watches and warnings. I'm posting mostly notable warnings. I'm not posting like 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. I'm posting like tornado warnings and significant hail and damaging winds right now, because otherwise the Facebook page would be absolutely spammed. So I'm keeping it kind of limited there. But again, I might, if a little bit, I might take about a 30-minute break and then go live again. Just so I can real quickly like rest my voice. Since again, I am sick. I am really congested. I am literally sick streaming. I'm not even kidding. And not just that, get some food real quick so I can live stream for about another 5 hours after this. That's probably my plan, because DFW will be impacted between 6 to 9 o'clock. So if I take a 30-minute break in a few minutes, that'll be pretty much perfect. So I plan on doing that. And again, we'll be live on YouTube and Facebook, so we'll do both. But I'll be live at least for a few more minutes. We'll see what happens. But it'll be good for me to take a break just so I can kind of rest up real quick. And we'll be able to live stream probably for a good 4 to 5 hours. We've been live for 2 hours so far, so it'll be very active though in a few hours. Trust me, it'll really ramp up in the DFW area. It's gonna ramp up quick. Again, we have the severe weather starting now to approach mineral wells, and this will start to really ramp up over the next hour or two as it approaches DFW. So. Things are going to get active quite quickly. Let's just say that. It's going to get active quick. Going to get pretty active. But if you've been enjoying the stream, by the way, so far, and you're on Facebook, you can become a subscriber for $4.99 a month. You get exclusive forecasts and all that sort of stuff. You can support the page with any of the links in the description. Helps the page out a lot. Also, if you are over on YouTube, you can become a member for as little as $2.99 a month. And you, again, get exclusive forecasts and all that sort of stuff. You can click the join button down below, and again, there's a donation link pinned in the chat if you want to support the page. Again, I do this full time now, so along with college, which is absolutely insane. So it is busy. Oh my god, we have another photo out of Sherman. Look at this. This is insane. It literally looks like it's sleet. It really does. It looks like kind of like winter almost, like when when we had that winter storm. There was a lot of sleet one day, and kind of looks like that, but obviously, again, it's not sleet, it is hail. Sleet happens with colder temperatures, typically below freezing at some point in the atmosphere near the surface. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Tamas actually just sent this to me. Great idea. Everybody in this chat right now that's in North Texas, charge your devices. Do not leave them at 20% battery, because again, if power goes out, you need to have a way to, if there's an emergency, make a phone call, or if there's like a power outage, being able to have a phone with battery in it is pretty important. So make sure that you do charge your phone up if you have not already. Make sure it's at like 100%. And also flashlights, all that sort of stuff, have batteries in them. That's another fantastic idea. Hey, Megan, how's it going? That's awesome, Strange. I appreciate it. Yeah, on YouTube, again, we are live on both Facebook and YouTube. It's not just YouTube. We are live on North Texas Weather Center on Facebook, but I just decided to do a dual stream. It makes it easier, honestly, doing a stream on both. Yeah, again, if you've not already, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube if you're new here. I know we have a lot of North Texas viewers watching. YouTube is primarily nationwide weather, just for reference, so we do everything, but we still cover a lot of North Texas stuff on YouTube as well. But just heads up, again, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for those in Mirror Wells, Grafford. This is for 65-mile-per-hour damaging winds and nickel-sized hail. Tornado label is actually on here, so there's a tornado possible with this storm. There is a little bit of rotation in that line there near just east of Breckenridge. So just keep in mind, there might be a tornado at some point with that storm. You might get into a tornado warning at some point here pretty soon. The other storm's about to move into Oklahoma. So for those in Paris, you will likely be missed by this hailstorm, which is good news. But again, have a way to receive alerts there. That's what we're looking at right now, region-wide. That line of storms will arrive in a couple hours. Significant severe weather is likely to ramp up here pretty soon. Have a plan for your pets, too. That is true. Make sure you have a plan for your pets. Real quick, I just got to check. I've had a few emails, by the way. I appreciate you guys emailing me photos and videos. I have not even looked at my email. Let me actually check that real quick, just to see if there's anything I can actually show. I'm going to take a quick glance, though, and see, because I have not looked at my emails yet. I've had hail photos out of Sherman. This is a nice photo out of, let's see. This is from Quinoa Smith. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. This is a photo out of there. Nice little photo there of the storm. Go there for a second. I need to see if there's anything else here. By the way, Big Bear, if you're still here, I appreciate you sending all those photos in. I'll have to take a look at those in a little bit. Was that recently? I don't know if that was recent. On a loop here for a second. All right, cool. Collinsville got it bad. Crazy hail. Yeah, Collinsville got some hail too. That entire area back up in northern DFW got hail. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Everybody listen. So I'm going to end the stream now. I'll be back in about a half an hour doing severe weather coverage from about 5 to 10 o'clock in North Texas. We are not really at a lull right now. There is severe weather, but I've got to eat so I can actually live stream through the DFW area when the severe storms hit. So I'm going to take a quick break. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you've not already. Follow us on Facebook. Click the bell icon so you're notified when I go live on both platforms. We'll be live on both of them. Also, make sure to like the video if you've not already, if you enjoyed the stream. If you want to support the page, again, you can become a subscriber for $4.99 a month on Facebook or a member on YouTube for $2.99 a month. There are links to those in the descriptions below. I'll see you guys again in about 30 minutes or so. Again, I'll schedule a live stream on YouTube so you guys know when it's going live, but it'll be about 5 o'clock or so. It'll be primarily, again, North Texas coverage. I'll not be really looking at Oklahoma a whole lot. So if you're in North Texas, that's where we're really going to be focusing on tonight. Stay tuned. Follow the page, like the stream, and we'll see you guys all again in 30 minutes. See you guys again soon.